everybody, and welcome back to Crime in Sports.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmie. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you so much for joining us today on another wild, crazy, fun-filled edition of Crime in Sports. Here we are. We have a wild one for you today. We're going back in time a little bit and going to pick on an old Dallas Cowboy.
Oh, they deserve it.
This guy's a real nutcase. It's fun. It's going to be. This guy has at least 3 nicknames, and they're all pretty funny. So It's good shit. We will get to all of that and more. First of all, though, shutupandgivememurder.com is where you get all the merchandise. Anything you could possibly want, crime and sports, small town murder, or your stupid opinion themed. And you should listen to all 3 shows, by the way.
Sure, yeah.
Get in there and do that. Get tickets for live shows in the fall for small town murder. I think right now Seattle, D.C., and Philly are where you can find available ones at the moment. So get in there. Come see us. It's a lot of fun. Shutupandgivememurder.com. Also, get yourself some Patreon.
Oh, do it.
You want Patreon. Patreon.com/crimeinsports is where you get all of the bonus material. Anybody $5 a month or above, you're going to get so many bonus episodes, hundreds of bonus episodes you've never heard before immediately upon subscription. Then you get new ones every other week, which is a lot of fun. 1 crime in sports, 1 small town murder, and you get it all. This week, what we're going to do for Crime in Sports, we're going to talk about gambling in sports in the last 7 years. It's very specific. And you go, why is that? Because I don't know if you've all noticed, but there's been tons of gambling scandals in the last few years.
Yeah.
And there was like 2 in the last 40 years before that. The reason is they changed the law to make gambling okay outside of Nevada, sports gambling. And it has really changed sports, and there's been so many suspensions, and we'll just basically look into, is it even is it a crazy thing to gamble on sports because you have no idea what these players are doing anymore? So it's going to be interesting. We'll get into that and more. So do that, sign up, and also in addition to the bonus episodes, you also get all 3 shows, all ad-free as well on Patreon.
There you go.
A lot of fun, and you can put the Patreon RSS thing into your whatever player you use, and you can listen to everything. So it's good stuff, and you get a shout-out at the end of the show, too.
You bet.
Jimmie will go ahead and mispronounce your name for you. So get in there, patreon.com/crimeinsports, and treat yourself, we'll say. Do it up. That said, let's get into this here. Our wild, crazy guy of the week here. It is John Niland. Now, have you ever heard? Niland. John Niland. Okay, he played before our time here. And he was an offensive lineman, but he was pretty famous during his time. He was on the Cowboys during that late 60s and through the 70s Cowboys teams everybody was very famous on those teams. They went to Super Bowls, and it was a big deal. So John Hugh Niland is his name. He has 3 nicknames that we could find that are all great. The first is probably the most fitting, Johnny Nightlife. That's what they call him.
Not bad.
Johnny Nightlife. Also, Johnny One Shot.
I don't know what that means. But
we'll find out. And my favorite, Gorgo, the frog that ate the world.
I can't wait to find out where that comes from.
This is right away. We're starting out hot with this episode with Gorgo, the frog that ate the world.
The world.
Okay, let's find out about John here. John is born February 29th, a leap year person. Yeah. So he's at this point. Well, we'll think about. He's born in
young man.
He's born in 1944.
Yeah.
So
he's like 38.
He's not even. Christ, he's like 20.
Yeah, he's a very young man.
He's like 20 years old at this point. He's just he's ready for the draft. He's going to go into the league and see what he can do. So this is awesome. He's born in Quincy, Massachusetts. Big guy, especially for back then, 6'3", 245. Which back then, offensive linemen were not as big as they are now. People aren't as big as they are now. So
it's crazy how big we are.
It's insane.
That's how big you all are. I'll be honest. It's really annoying.
It's annoying how much everyone is growing, isn't it? He went to high school. He grew up in New York, and he went to high school in Amityville, which is Long Island, if you know from the horror.
Everybody knows about it.
Yeah, we all know about Amityville. We'll talk about this. Okay, now he's born.
Sure.
Okay.
Had to be.
Age 2,
yeah,
he's still with his parents.
Right.
Grace.
That's it.
That's it. He's 2 years old and Grace, we're going to say.
The biggest 2-year-old.
Well, he is given up for adoption at age 2.
Oh, what?
That is remarkable. Like, unless your parents explode in an industrial accident. Yeah. Unless your parents perish in a car accident, it's like there is no reason to do that. But no,
like an incontinent Cocker Spaniel.
Yeah.
They got rid of him at 2.
At 2.
What the fuck happened?
Well, his real mother put him up for adoption when he's 2 years old. So that's Grace,
That's it.
I'm going to say. Yeah.
She tried so hard for 2 years and was like, I can't do it.
I'm bad at this. I'm just bad. He ate the world. I don't know what to say.
That is so funny.
So he's adopted by Hugh Niland and Patricia Niland. That's where his middle name of Hugh comes into, is after his new dad. Yeah. Niland has some explanation for why he was adopted here, or put up for adoption. He said, this is about his real parents now, the ones that put him up for adoption. My dad was an alcoholic, so he didn't work. Well, that's not good right away. No. My mom worked for a minimum wage. I worked at a gas station when I was 9 years old for 50 cents and a pizza pie.
And a pizza pie.
And a pizza
Why
pie.
did you say the pie part?
I don't know. Now, this has to be about, that's so weird, man. I don't know. This is his adopted parents. This is not about his real parents.
Right. So that was a good life.
That was someone gave him up for a better life, and this is the better life.
This is it. God,
an alcoholic dad and a fucking minimum wage gas station clerk mother.
And a pizza pie.
And a pizza pie and 50 cents. He said, we lived in the black community. My town was divided by the railroad tracks, and I literally lived on the wrong side of the tracks. Okay. So that's how and this is, in the 50s. That was a thing, Yeah. So the parents that he had were like middle-aged when they got him, too. They never could have kids of their own, which is probably good because they don't have money or a way to raise them, and, dad doesn't work. So, that's not great. He grew up in poverty, the way he described it. Not a lot of adopted kids grow up in poverty.
Yeah, you're adopted to a better place.
Yeah,
for this to be better, you had to be homeless.
That's what's crazy. And back then, you might have been able to, if someone in the neighborhood wanted to take the kid, you might have been able to adopt them over to them or whatever. I don't know. But now, when you put a kid up for adoption, there's a lot of paperwork, and they check your finances, and there's interviews, and it's way different. He didn't know he was adopted till he was 16 years old.
Oh, God, don't do that.
That's the other problem, which is
Jesus.
He'll explain some anger there, and that's not good.
My dad found out when he went into the military.
Interesting.
That he was adopted. That's fucked up.
That's fucking weird.
Because he got his birth certificate finally.
Yeah. It's like, who's that guy? He's like, who are these fucking people?
Yeah. These aren't what?
Who are these people?
Yeah.
16, and that's weird because 2 is like, you don't form memories when you're 2, so he doesn't remember being adopted. If he got adopted at 3.5, he might that would have been shaky. Yeah. So he didn't know that, but he knew that they were poor as shit, and he never expected to go to college and never thought about college because he was like, my fucking family aren't gonna do that. Yeah. Now, when his parents adopted him, they were in their mid-50s, not in their 40s they're in their mid-50s. I mean, these people were. If you're in your 50s, you don't know how the hell to raise a kid if you just had one plunked upon you and never had kids before and all that kind of thing. Also, a lot of physical abuse going hand in hand with dad's alcoholism as well. So really, really a not a great environment here. He says, quote, "Don't get me wrong, I had loving parents. I had good parents, but they didn't know how to love me from a family perspective." I don't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah.
They loved me and they were good, but they didn't know how to love me from a family perspective.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess they cared about me. They wanted good things for me. They just didn't know how to do it.
Yeah, it's weird. He said, I was the only child, but I was caught between the smothering love of my mother and the rejection of my father, but his presence as well. And I knew that my real mom, who just died recently, this was during this interview, couldn't keep me. Jesus Christ. So a lot of stuff going on here. Let's give him an in their own words. He's going to talk a little bit about his dad here, and it's pretty fucking interesting. So let's find out what Dad's all about. Let's find out his role model. In their own words, quote, "My dad was Archie Bunker with a very angry streak, very bigoted, very critical. He was basically a drunk who never worked in his life except to tend bar once in a while, so I assumed he could pick up women. But I watched this war all the time at home, and I also saw my father beat up other women he was seeing besides my mother, and I'm also an incest survivor. I was molested by an uncle."
God, Jesus.
This is not great at all.
No.
It's bad enough to see your dad beat your mom, but to see your dad beat other women?
Right.
It's like, no, it's okay, so you're fucking people besides my mother and beating them up. How do you process all of that? That's a...
Yeah. And then
he's,
to top it off, somebody's brother that is close to me is diddling me.
Yeah, he's not an incest survivor. He got molested.
Right.
Period. It's not incest if your uncle
that's
is
incest, but it's fucking weird.
No,
that's a weird way to camp it, to couch it.
To me, incest would be like two similar in
Opposite
age,
sex, yeah.
or whatever, but similar in age people fucking. That's sort of incest.
Okay.
You're fucking your sister, you're fucking your cousin who's the same age or so.
Who's willing? These are Incest is two participating partners. Rape and
an adult and a child
is adult and a child.
There's no consent there because it's a child. It's you're just raping somebody. It's just rape at that point.
Yeah.
So he said, "Now don't get me wrong. I'm not beating up on my family here. Maybe you should.
No?
I think you have a right to. I'm going to be honest here. I think
this is me. Yeah, this is me bragging on us.
Sounds like you do." He said, "I just came from a dysfunctional family. We all do, I guess. Not that dysfunctional."
Wow, he is really...
Seeing your dad,
really
like I said, beating the shit out of women he's having an affair with is crazy. Yeah. Wow. He said divorce was not an option for his adopted mother because of her devout Catholicism. Yeah. So mom worked as a dishwasher in a hospital kitchen. Ugh, that sounds depressing, man.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's what she did during the day. And then at night, she'd come home and Dad would yell at her and beat her up all the time.
What the shit?
What a fucking life. When he was 8 or 9, John couldn't remember the exact age, he said his father picked up a knife one time when he was mad at John.
Yeah.
Dad picks up a knife because, you want to let an 8-year-old know you mean business and you're not taking any bullshit from him. Brandish something.
Show who's the boss around here.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus, these kids, they get a little, ahead of themselves. You know how it is. Yeah. This is crazy. He said, quote, "He threw it at me."
At him.
At me. Whoosh, it stuck in the wall right next to my face. He almost stabbed his son in the face when he was 8.
Almost impaled his face and said, hit the drywall.
He and I had fights, but it was usually him trying to restrain me, not really trying to hurt me. And it wasn't until I could whip him that we stopped fighting. That's the thing. You adopt this kid, you beat the shit out of him, but he keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and eventually he's 6'3" and 200-something pounds. And you're like, oh shit, I don't think I.
And the more you hit a child, regardless of how big they grow,
toughening them up too.
Eventually learn to take it.
Yeah, I don't mean toughening them up in a good way. I mean they're just getting tougher and more angry at that point. And, it's like beating a dog. It's just going to get meaner.
And the natural arc of aging means. He's behind you in that arc, so you're going to go down it, and he's going to be at the tip top of it.
Especially if you were 54 when you got him.
Yeah.
What are you going to be? You're sick. He's sick. You're in your late 60s, and he's a 16-year-old that's fucking 6'3" and 220 pounds. He's going to kick the shit out of your old ass. Yeah. Wow.
You did not have foresight. Well, I guess that's an alcoholic.
Man, he said, my image of my dad is of him sitting with his elbows on the table, drinking a beer and smoking a cigarette. I grew up saying I'd never want to be like him, but, well, except for smoking cigarettes, which I never did, I turned out to be just like my dad.
What?
That's a little foreshadowing for the rest of the story here. When he was a kid, he went through periods of stealing hubcaps. That was his way of making money.
Yeah,
you could steal hubcaps back then and sell them.
Thing.
This is before rims, when hubcaps just pop off and pop back on.
And before a hardware store where they're like fucking $2.
Yeah. Different hubcaps were expensive back then, and everybody just had the ugly black wheel, and then you'd stick that on. So at the time John was adopted, his father actually was working as a hotel chef in Amityville. So he's working there. Wow. Which is interesting. His father drank too much, though, and lost his job, and then later basically lost. He'd get bartending jobs and lose them because he's too much of a drunk every time. So that's, I've known a lot of bartenders.
Yeah.
Most of them were alcoholics, and none of them got fired for it. So
real good at it.
The level of drunk you have to be to get fired as a bartender is astronomical. You have to not remember how to make a rum and Coke because you're too drunk.
You got to not be able to walk to the rum or the Coke.
Or just forget to take money for the drinks or something because you're too hammered. I was just handing them out. I'm sorry. Oh, man. Whew.
Hey, did y'all pay? I forgot.
I thought I was doing something wrong. But I don't know. We had a good time anyway. It was a party. It's just a party. Yeah.
If
they pay, right?
They'll pay later.
That's all right. That's fine.
It's on the honor system, everybody.
Everybody keep track of your own.
It's on the honor system. Come honor. Is that how the shot?
Like when Al Swearingen gives Ellsworth the bottle because he has to go talk to somebody. Keep your own tally. Sure will. That's what's going on
here. Come in or come on, or I don't know how the rest of it goes.
So John said, as I look back on it, I was probably the reason for my father becoming an alcoholic. No.
What?
So your father wasn't an alcoholic till he was in his mid-50s, and then he decided, I can't take this 2-year-old anymore. I'm going to drink myself into insolvency. I don't think so.
Christ, where'd you get that? Don't bring that home.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
I'm going to go to drinking.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. If he was his father and they had him when he was 18 or something, I'd say, well, that's possible, I guess. But I think it was a little more deep-seated than that. He said, my parents weren't able to have children. My father didn't want to adopt me, but my mother did to help out a friend, it was later explained to me. Right. She adopted her friend's kid.
Wow.
That's what happened. He said, we were poor and lived in a putrid neighborhood. That sounds a little harsh, but it's true. I had whatever my parents had, which wasn't much, but we got along all right. Man, the adoption, this is the other thing. He didn't know he was adopted, but everybody else in the neighborhood did.
Really?
Yeah, everybody. Like
Truman Show. Not good, man.
No, everybody knew because the mothers were friends in the neighborhood, and he was 2, so they all knew what happened except for John.
And also, this lady walked around with this kid for 2 years, and then all of a sudden somebody else is walking around with them.
They know, and it's a neighborhood. People know what the hell's going on. He said kids would yell at me, Nyland's adopted, Nyland's adopted. I'd run home screaming and ask my mother if it were true. She'd say, no. And that's the way it went for quite a while. Because the parents told their kids that, and then the kids made fun of him for it, because that's what kids do. His first discovery that it was really true was when he was 16, because what happens when you're 16?
You get a driver's license and your social security number, You
need to run some paperwork for that driver's license. And he was told by the examiner that his birth certificate was not valid.
Why?
It said he was adopted, but it hadn't been legally stamped at the time of adoption.
Oh, shit. You don't have your adoption isn't notarized. Well, that's because I'm not. Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are, actually. Fuck.
Get out of here, you little bastard child.
Come on. No, literally, you're a bastard, and I don't want you in my office.
Actual bastard child.
So his parents then told him, you're adopted. It's true.
Yeah.
And so, he's, by the way, one thing that's good for him is he's big. He's always been big, and he's always been athletic. So
that is positive.
That helps. If you're getting picked on, that helps a lot too.
Yeah.
So now he joined the football team in high school, the Amity High School football team, and he said even as late as his junior year, he never even thought of college. He didn't know that there were scholarships and all that kind of thing, really.
Oh.
He didn't have any idea at the time because that wasn't
a big... You didn't know that broke guys can go too?
No, not if they're good football. He had no idea, and he just knew that his parents weren't going to pay for it. So, he had fun playing football and stealing hubcaps. He was then As a senior, he's playing guard and tackle and fullback once in a while when on short yardage situations here. He's about 215 pounds back then as a senior in high school, which was big back then. He was his Amityville high school team went undefeated one year and won the school's 10th straight conference championship. Damn. Oh. Not bad. So he all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there is just all of a sudden tons of college offers to him. And he had no idea what any of it meant. He didn't even realize this was a thing. He's like, why am I getting mail from Notre Dame? Like, he just didn't understand it. It was fucking crazy. So they got offers from Syracuse, Indiana, Notre Dame, Iowa.
Wow.
Didn't know what to do. He was like, holy shit. Yeah. But another guy on his team named Bernie Wyatt decided to go to Iowa. So he said, I guess I'll go to Iowa. I know that guy. Sounds good.
All right.
I guess I'll go there. So, yeah, he's got all sorts of college offers, though. He said, Bernie was 4 years ahead of me, and it was just finishing at Iowa when I went for a visit. He had been a legend at Amityville. He broke Jimmie Brown's national high school scoring record as a senior. That's Jim Brown.
Jim Brown?
Yes.
The actual Jim Brown.
The actual Jim Brown. So, not bad. And going home to tell everybody I talked to Bernie Wyatt was really something then.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, he's big and he's strong and he's fast. So,
yeah, and there's no college legacy in his family to speak of. So he's really good. He's got it. The world's his oyster. He gets to choose. This is a pretty sweet gig. This is the best way to do it.
This is not bad.
You get to just choose things based on your feeling and your heart. That's fun.
It's fucking awesome. Seems like a good time for him. And he didn't. There wasn't like a set path back then either. You know what I mean? He wasn't even thinking. He wasn't thinking about the NFL or any of that shit. Right. He was like, "Oh, I can go to college for free. Okay, that's cool."
I'm not thinking about which
girls
college
there
is going to be best opportunity to be seen on Saturday.
No, and back then too. And the NFL was not a money-making endeavor for players. No, right. Those guys had jobs in the off season.
Yeah,
they literally
what year is this? 50s?
This is he would graduate in like 62.
Yeah,
guys were fucking moving, like installing refrigerators for Sears in the off season and shit. Not even joking around. Like they made no fucking money back then for a while. This is just when it changes because that's when the AFL came up and that's when the salaries went up because they were in competition and it started going up from there. But from this point on, like if you're a kid in the 50s, you're not thinking I'm going to get into the NFL and get rich. Right. Not even a thought.
Oh, Bart Starr.
Yeah.
He's got so much money.
Yeah. I mean, the guys back then, like it was a famous thing in Baltimore, like they all lived in the neighborhoods with the people.
Yeah.
They got people would all walk to the game together, the players, the people. I mean, that was just how it worked. The guys couldn't afford anything else. So
and Staubach had to wait until way later to make any kind of money. That's so weird.
Yeah, they made no money.
Being a legend and you had no money. You had to wait until
so many guys
your
like that.
legend matters, and then you can show up places and make money.
Fuck yeah, so many guys like that.
Yeah, and still never make
no.
It's still a pittance compared to what fucking Tom Brady has.
It makes in one game.
And it's not fair.
What Tom Brady is making in one game is more than those guys made in 5 years. It's fucking insane, dude. It's insane. Yeah, those guys, there's so many. Johnny Unitas, that was a very sad story because he was broken down physically. He was destroyed.
Couldn't do anything. Yeah.
No money, and it was tough. So Niland said, last summer I went to Boston to visit a woman I had known as my aunt. Who do you think she is?
That's his mom.
Yeah. She had sent me Christmas presents and visited us in Amityville every now and then.
Oh, God.
I told her I was curious and wanted to know more about my background. She broke down and told me she was my real mother.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Maron. Jesus Christ. He's had his mom in his life and never knew it. All of the seeds to mentally fuck a kid up for the future.
Yeah,
I mean, they're just
right
planted. Yeah. Adoption, don't tell him about it. Have his mom come and fucking see him. Have the other kids mock him about it. Have his dad be an alcoholic who throws knives at his face, who cheats on his, like every little thing you could have. He's molested. You can't fuck a kid more up than this, basically.
It's tough,
It'd be very hard to do that. He'd have to grow up like in Bosnia in the fucking 90s or something. Be the only way to make it worse.
This
it's horrifying.
Is how Manson was made, though.
Yeah. Oh, this is exactly how Manson was made. Yeah. He'd be better off growing up in fucking Darfur than this. This is crazy. So He started out as a fullback, and he converted to an offensive tackle, became a starting right tackle as a sophomore, then moved to offensive guard as a junior. This is in Iowa here. He was a first-team All-American selection his senior year.
Wow.
That's big. First-team All-America. That's
All-American, yeah.
Let's go to the White House and, drink lots of Dr. Peppers if you're Forrest Gump.
That's the best in his position in the country.
In the country, as well as being selected to the All-Big Ten, which, I mean, if you're All-American, you're going to be All-Big Ten. He was a second-team All-American in 1964, which is the year before his junior year, and second-team All-Big Ten that year as well. So he's doing well. After his senior year, he plays in the East-West Shrine Game, which is the big, all-star game, the Chicago College All-Star Game, and the Hula Bowl as well. So he did very well. His Iowa team's not good, though. When he's a junior and senior, they're 3-6 in 1964.
Jesus.
And then in his senior year, they're 1-9.
And it doesn't matter.
No.
As long as I'm great, it doesn't matter. I don't care what you guys do.
He's not the quarterback or the running back or the defense. As long as he blocks the guy in front of him, he's a star. That's how it works.
I gave you all the opportunity to succeed, and you fucked it up.
He did military duty at Fort Hood, okay, in 1965, but he avoids being drafted to Vietnam because he was declared medically unfit due to a weight problem. He's
too fat.
He's a super athletic guy who plays football.
He's a giant.
There's no way that he could not be a soldier. That's ridiculous.
Somebody did that for him, right?
Yeah. Dallas Cowboys have always been this corrupt monster since back then even. You think they're going to have somebody they want? Because we'll talk about it. They have their eye on him, so they're like, no. And Iowa, who knows what coach knew what general from who the fuck knows? Who knows who got him out of this? 1966 NFL draft. First of all, 1966 season. Let's talk about this. Who was the MVP that year?
66? I don't know. I don't even.
You said his name already.
Is it Staubach?
It's Bart Starr.
Oh, it's Bart Starr.
Yeah, Staubach was still in the Navy back then.
Too.
Yeah, he was still in the Navy, I think. Who else? Sonny Jurgensen, the passing leader. Rushing leader, Gale Sayers. Man, that's awesome.
Jesus, really?
He had such a short career. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you how to not get completely hosed this summer by your wireless bill with Mint Mobile.
MintMobile.com.
Absolutely. What do you want to do all summer? You want to sit around and wait for overages on your data or anything like that? No. Be the smart one. Look at your friends and say, hey, what's your provider? And then when they tell you, you laugh in their face because you know you're paying way less money for your service. You want to do this. Mint Mobile's offering 3 months of unlimited premium wireless service for only $15 a month. Let your friends worry about data overages. You will be sitting pretty with your nice, wonderful network with a great price here. Say goodbye to your overpriced wireless plan and these extra monthly bills. Mint Mobile is going to rescue you. All plans have high-speed data, unlimited talk and text, delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. You use your own phone. You can bring your own old phone number, your contacts. Get rid of the overpriced wireless. Get 3 months of unlimited service from Mint Mobile for $15 a month. It's great service. Anywhere you need it, it's going to work fantastic. And the price, let's be honest, it just can't be beat. It's ridiculous to pay more. Don't do it. We don't. You shouldn't either. This year, skip breaking the sweat and breaking the bank. Get this new customer offer and your 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/crimeinsports. That's mintmobile.com/crimeinsports. Upfront payment of $45 required, equivalent to $15 a month. Limited time, new customer offer for first 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
Now back to the show.
So anyway, number 1 pick in the 66 draft, Jimmie.
Yeah.
If you get this right, I will sign my house over to you right now. Literally sign my house over to you if you get this right.
I'm not doing it if I get it wrong.
Oh, you'd never get it right in a million years.
Is it
I could even tell you
a quarterback back then?
No, the number 2 pick's a Hall of Famer,
Oh, really?
And I will give you my house, and I'll kill my neighbor and get his house, too, and give it to you if you can fucking name that guy.
I don't fucking know.
Number 1 overall, the Atlanta Falcons, which were a brand new fucking team at the time.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I think that was their first year, was
first
66.
Season? That might be why in the first draft pick.
That would make sense. Tommy Nobis, Nobis.
Yeah, no biz in the NFL, that's for sure.
Nope, he played 133 games in the league, so that's
really
10 seasons back then. He's a linebacker for Atlanta in the 60s and 70s, unless he was Deacon Jones. A lot of linebackers from the 60s. No. Number 2 overall, the Rams select Tom Mack, Hall of Famer.
Really?
At guard. That's why you don't know
any
Rams guards from the 60s.
Tom Mack.
That sounds like a tough guy.
A guard, yeah.
3rd overall, Dick Leftridge.
Okay.
From Pittsburgh, who played 4 games in the NFL. Not a good number 3 overall pick.
Whoops. Yeah.
A fullback who barely played. Number 4 overall. What a weird fucking draft this is, first of all. There is no quarterback picked in this draft until the last pick of the first round.
Everybody's pretty well set.
It's a lot of guards being picked.
Really?
and a kicker. There's a kicker picked before a quarterback.
In the first round? You don't even do that in fantasy football. What are we doing?
There's 16 this is just weird. I got to go over this quick. There is 16 picks back then, 16-team league. And there is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 offensive linemen drafted out of 16.
Almost half.
A kicker, a bunch of defensive tackles, and then one quarterback. So number 4 overall is Randy Beasler, a guard for Philadelphia. Okay. Then number 5 overall, the Dallas Cowboys select John Niland from Iowa.
Is that right? He's
number 5
pick.
Overall. From fucking Iowa there. Yeah, that is incredible. Number 6 overall is Charlie Gogolak. Who there's an interesting story behind him because there was like this contract thing with the AFL and NFL over him that caused a big kerfluffle. But Washington chose Charlie Gogolak, who's a kicker, number 6 overall. From a kicker from Princeton.
For 6th.
An Ivy League kicker, 6th overall.
Can't let him get away.
You know how many games he played? 55 in the NFL. For a kicker, that is nothing. Kickers play for 20 years if they're half decent. Because he went to the AFL and did all that shit. There was a thing with him and the Bills, and a long story. So I think he ended up playing with the Bills after a while. I think he played with the Bills here, and then he ended up coming when the NFL folded back. AFL folded into the NFL. Anyway. A bunch of guys you've never heard of being drafted here. Finally, last pick in the first round, a quarterback is selected. Atlanta picks him. Yeah, that must have been their first year. They get the first pick and the last pick in every round.
Oh.
They select Randy Johnson, quarterback from Texas A&M.
And known bird murderer.
Known bird murderer. They had to cut him after he was just burning them into people's chests. They couldn't take it anymore.
He broke a couple people's hips and missing.
No shit.
Errant ball here and there.
Oh, my God. Let's see his record. Oh, we don't have his interceptions. He threw 10 career touchdown passes, though. So that's
Randy Johnson did?
Randy Johnson did, yeah.
Jesus.
Then a bunch of guys you've probably never heard of in the second round here. But I think Atlanta... No, he went to Arkansas. Never mind. Because they picked a tackle named Jerry Jones. And I'm like, Jerry Jones was a tackle in fucking college, but he played for Arkansas. So that wouldn't be that. Anyway, all right. Moving on here. Dick Tyson. That's a good old school football name.
Bad name, yeah.
Jesus Christ. I'm looking over, trying to find guys you've heard of in this draft. And
there's nobody, huh?
Not a lot of guys you would have heard of here, probably. No, just some... I mean, guys I've heard of through like old school NFL films and shit like that. Oh, Emerson Boozer. There you go. Okay. Emerson Boozer, 98th overall in the 7th round. Pittsburgh picked him. He was a star with the Jets, but Pittsburgh picks Emerson Boozer. So there you go. There's one. Charlie Harper. I don't know. Okay. So selected 5th overall. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
He became the first offensive lineman in Dallas Cowboys history to be drafted in the first round.
First?
I mean, the team's like 5 years old, so it's not like they have a long storied history, but still.
And I mean, even today, they don't have a lot of those.
Well, there's a ton of them. That's a big.
Do they?
Fuck yeah, left tackles and shit.
First pick.
Fuck Tony Baselli, fucking Jonathan Ogden. I'm thinking these are big high 90s and 2000s, big giant. If you're a big star left tackle, you're a top 5 pick nowadays by easy. That's like a quarterback. That's that important. Yeah, absolutely. You don't see a lot of like right guards being drafted in the top 10, but you'll see him drafted in the first round by far.
20th pick or some shit like that.
Yeah, something like that. He also was selected in the AFL draft as well, though.
Oh.
Because back then you could do that. He's drafted by the Oakland Raiders in the 13th round of the AFL draft. Oh. That is mainly because they thought he was going to sign with the NFL. So that's why he's drafted so late. Nobody wanted to waste a low-round pick on a guy like that. That's not going to play for him. So 1966, here we go, Dallas Cowboys here. Now, when he is drafted, by the way, he meets his future wife, Irie Van Cleve, on a blind date shortly after being drafted by the Cowboys.
He's got the best luck.
He has great luck.
It's really all coming together now.
She was a high school cheerleader and Braniff Airlines stewardess from Little Rock, Arkansas. Braniff Airlines was that area's like little airline back then, and stewardesses back then had to look real good. So
smoke shows, yeah.
Yeah, she did pretty goddamn. He did well for himself. This year, by the way, Dallas is going to go 10-3-1, leading the NFL Eastern Division here.
All right.
And they are going to go to the championship game against the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
And lose that game, of course, because the Packers won. But this guy's going to play in the Ice Bowl. He's going to do all that shit, which is pretty crazy. 34-27, they lost that championship game to the Packers that year. August 14th, 1966, Niland discussing the details of his contract with the Cowboys. That's right. Okay.
Oh, he's talking with them about it. He wants a better.
He's talking about the paper in the newspaper, the contract he got.
Oh.
So here we go. I'll read this article. When Niland discussed the details of his contract with Dallas last winter, the most important part of the deal to him was the first $17,000.
What does he need to do with those?
He wanted this cash immediately and had it all earmarked in advance, netting him $15,000 after paying $2,000 in taxes. About $8,000 went for a down payment on a beautiful new ranch home overlooking a lake in Amityville. A gift to his parents. He bought his parents a house.
Wow.
You beat me. You fucked me over. You let me get molested. You did all this shit. And I'm going to buy you a fucking house now?
Thank you for everything.
He probably wanted to buy his long-suffering mother a house.
Yes.
But his dad's there, too.
Yeah.
They said that his father has been working steadily the last 4 years as a night watchman. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that's true or not, or if he was just trying to make it sound better.
Where?
Who the fuck knows? Who would let a drunk? He's just drunk and falling asleep, probably, if he's a night watchman.
That's a drunk security guard, right?
That's night watchman's
he's the drunk. Yeah, he's the drunk
sitting in a chair with a hat pulled down over his face.
Yeah.
He's
sleeping.
Back then, that was like the guy as you leave the TSA secure area in the airport. You know, they have that one employee just sitting there,
that last one,
dead inside.
On the phone. Yep.
Just dead. There's no one anywhere near you. They will not acknowledge you if you look at them. Nothing. They're just dead-eyed staring. My job is to sit in a fucking chair for 8 hours and do nothing. Make sure no one comes this way, which they wouldn't anyway. So here I am. Another $2,000 was spent for furniture, which John bought when they moved into the house last June. John also had a $500 bill past due at his college fraternity as well.
Oh.
Phi Delta Theta. Fraternities are not free. You have to pay them money to be friends with them, which is fun. This was paid off along with a gift of a color television set for the chapter house. He donated a TV set to them.
Yeah.
And a color set was hot shit back in 66.
Fuck
That was the hot shit new thing.
No more black and white in here.
With the remainder of his money, he said he set up a college scholarship for the daughter of a Tiffin family who befriended him during his 4 years in Iowa City. He said, I met them through a girl I dated for a while. They have a son who has muscular dystrophy. And since I never had a kid brother, he and I became pretty big pals.
That is good.
That's nice. He's about 10 now, and we've been corresponding this summer, which I really appreciate because I know how difficult it is for him to write Jesus Christ. That's depressing. The whole family was very nice to me. They don't have much money, but the daughter's a good student who might not go to college otherwise, so I wanted to make sure she has the opportunity.
For sure.
That's insanely nice. Jesus. What a nice thing to do.
He's really paying it forward like crazy. Not
bad. So Dallas this year, just to go through their roster a little bit for some old school football fans here, they have Niland. They have their 2 quarterbacks. They also have Bob Lilly there at defensive tackle, who's a big Hall of Famer there. The 2 quarterbacks are Don Meredith. Really? Yeah, he's the guy who was the Monday Night Football announcer in the 70s. The guy that's turn out the lights, the party's over. Yeah,
that's the quarterback for Miami, right?
No, for Dallas.
Oh, for Dallas.
He was always Dallas's quarterback. No, Bob Greasy was Miami's quarterback.
Greasy.
And then you're thinking of the backup he had. Was it not Earl Morrill? That's the fucking that's the Colts. That's Johnny Unitas's older guy that he. Who was the other guy that fucking came in for Greasy when he was hurt with fucking Dallas back then? God damn it. Fuck my mom. Oh, this is driving me.
The little guy, Nick Bonacati?
No, he's a linebacker, Nick Bonacati.
Maybe it was them.
Oh, man. God damn it. Just look up I don't know. Look up like 73 team. Dolphins.
Undefeated team roster.
And look up the quarterbacks. It's on the tip of my tongue, and I'm going to bite it off when I hear it.
What the fuck? I'm gonna rattle off names: Zonka, Greasy, Anderson.
Look for the quarterbacks.
It doesn't even say what the quarterbacks are. All right, quarterback right there. Where's it at?
You found the position.
It doesn't even. What? How do you not show a quarterback? How do you have a 72 team and there's not a single quarterback in here? What is going on?
I got
Greg Curry? Is that it?
No.
I don't know, man. It's not showing it. How do you not? I don't understand how they have a whole list of players and no quarterback. Earl Morrall,
Earl Morrall. That's what I said. It's Earl Morrall.
Earl Morrall.
Yep. Yeah. Earl Morrall. Earl Morrall was also the guy. Morrall, who is the same guy. He's an old star with the Colts.
Oh.
And he played in that Super Bowl III game. He played in some of that game with the Colts.
Hilarious. When you highlight his name, the picture that comes up doesn't even show him in a Dolphins jersey. It's a Colts jersey.
It's a Colts jersey. That's where he played. This was the very end of his career.
Yeah.
But Greasy got hurt for a few weeks, I believe, during their undefeated season. He came in and an old man status and actually put some wins together. So we got that was really off the subject, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Craig Morton's his backup. Craig Morton is the future Denver quarterback who went to Super Bowls with Denver.
Wow.
Number 7 before Elway was number 7.
Wow.
And lost to Dallas. So
how about that?
Yeah, there you go. So that's on the team. You got Jethro Pugh, who's a big tough son of a bitch as well here. Yeah, all right, there you go. Anyway, that season, John plays in 13 games, starts 4 games out of that. Not too bad. He's an offensive lineman, so there's no stats.
Okay.
Who knows? He started 4 games at offensive tackle in place of an injured person. He's normally a guard, but he plays tackle. He would practice against the all-pro Cowboys defensive tackle Bob Lilly, who is a famous badass and a Hall of Famer and all that kind of shit, beginning in his rookie year, which is great for Niland. It's, it makes for tough practices, but if you got the best that you have to practice against every day,
right.
The other guys you're going to go against aren't as good. So
they won't be.
Right there. Yeah, it's a really good way to do it here. Niland ends up becoming a Pro Bowler later, and, this offensive line becomes pretty storied as well. They do well. They block for lots of guys. So he said it made him confident in his own blocking, being able to block against Lilly because he was such a fucking badass here.
Sure.
He also said Lilly taught him how to watch his opponent's foot and leg movements and educated him on the minor and major points of how to do things, little things. You see a guy do this with his foot, it means he's going to rush you to the left, or he's going to rush you to the right, or he might drop back, or whatever the fuck it is. He goes, he's teaching him all the tricks, which is huge. As a rookie, he started in the 1966 NFL championship game.
Awesome.
But is weird because reporting later on at the time said that the Boski guy who he was filling in for played left tackle in the championship game that year, but I guess he committed an offside penalty. I guess he was in there at some point, but Niland actually started the game. So 1967, the Cowboys are 9-5, which is still good for first place in their division.
Wow.
That gets them to the playoffs, where they absolutely smoked the Cleveland Browns, who used to be an NFL, NFC team. I think part of the deal of the merger was the Browns go to the AFC, I believe. Beat them 52-14, so a pummeling.
My.
And then came the Ice Bowl. 67 championship game is the Ice Bowl.
Okay.
I think everybody's seen footage of it, because whenever there's a cold weather game in the NFL, they always cut to the Ice Bowl, which was
that one and that other stupid one.
Yeah. That one, though, is the one where it's like, it was like negative 60-degree wind chill.
God, Jesus.
It was below zero, the temperature in Green Bay. The ground was fucking frozen. It was a horrible, horrible thing to have to do. But Terrible day, but they did it, though.
And a packed stadium, and everybody stayed.
Oh, and they were all fucking bundled up.
Bundled up
crazy.
And having a great time. Somebody had to have frostbite. Somebody got hurt.
Lots of people. 100%. You know how many toes were lost?
Absolutely.
They had to go through the stands, going through the bleachers, checking for fingers and toes at the end of that game, sweeping them up. They probably had a pile.
They swept more fingers and toes than beer cans.
No shit. And several people who never had feeling in the end of their fucking nose from then on and anything like that. So 1967, he is the starting left guard now. So now he's a starter. He started in the 1967 NFL championship game, the Ice Bowl, where the Cowboys lost again to the Packers here. 21-17, I think, was the score. So he's doing great absolutely here. I mean, he's playing in 2 straight NFL championship games.
Not bad. Yeah.
Not
before
bad.
They were called the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, this was not. There wasn't a Super. Yeah, before that, because then the Super Bowl was after that. But at the time, the Super Bowl wasn't considered, and it was considered an exhibition. Wasn't like considered like a real game.
Really?
Yeah, it was an exhibition between the AFL and NFL. They don't play each other.
Was
during
a joke game?
Yeah, that's why the first Super Bowl, there's nobody there. Look at the footage. It's like
I never watched it.
It's like a quarter. They played it at the LA Coliseum, and there's like a quarter of the stadium's full. Maybe it's just around the center is where you see people. Everywhere else it's empty, because everyone was like, "Who cares about this? This isn't a real game. Yeah. Doesn't count for shit. Who cares?" Yeah. So 1968, the Cowboys are 12-2, killing it here. 12-2, good enough for first place, but they're going to lose 31-20 in the playoffs.
Oh no,
to the Cleveland Browns. So
they came back and figured it out.
They got him this year. Yeah, they did. So that's, good for the Browns, bad for the Cowboys here. But 68, he starts all 14 games and goes to the Pro Bowl, John Niland. So
nice, yeah.
He is doing great. This is when he earns his nickname, Johnny Nightlife.
Uh-oh.
His teammates give him the name Johnny Nightlife because he loves the nightlife. He
likes to go out, yeah.
He likes to boogie. That's all there is to it.
What are you going to do?
So and back then, to stand out as a guy who especially likes to go out and drink, you had to be a monster. Every guy
from Boston or some shit.
Yeah, every guy went out and tied him on back then. It was just standard operating procedure. So they weren't thinking about fat and things like that. They were just drinking a lot. So man, you had to be extra fucking drunk. 1969 Dallas Cowboys. They go 11-2-1. So Tom Landry's doing great coaching this team. Then they go to the playoffs and lose again in the first round to Cleveland.
Oh.
38-14. Couldn't fucking beat Cleveland, man. That's tough. They were just, their nemesis, it seemed like here. Yeah. Mike Ditka, by the way, on the Cowboys roster this year.
Is that right?
Abso-fucking-lutely. We got Mike.
Where else did he play? Is that
Chicago.
The other place? Chicago,
yeah.
There.
Yeah, he always, he had the thing, he got in trouble because during a contract negotiation, he said that the Bears throw around nickels like manhole covers. He goes, "Do they not want to give you money?" He goes, "They throw around nickels like manhole covers," and walked away. Which is a great old-timey fucking saying that I think that was the first time I'd ever heard it when I heard Mike Ditka say it. So, yeah, guys like that. Bob Hayes also, Bullet Bob there from the Olympics, which was they drafted an Olympic sprinter who never played football before. And we're like, maybe we can make him into a football player. And they did, and he turned into a great football player. Yeah, they had a great time. So this was Calvin Hill's rookie year. It was a running back, Craig Morton. Okay, so this year, John starts all 14 games again.
Yeah.
And goes to the Pro Bowl again. And I believe he's on the All-NFL team as well. So 1970 Cowboys, 10-4.
Mm-hmm.
They won the divisional round of the playoffs. I've never seen this score in a football game for a final before. Against the Lions, they win 5-0.
5-0. A field goal and a safety.
And a safety. Had to be weather involved or something that day, because that is crazy.
Oh, what a shit day that is.
Then they win the conference championship game against the 49ers, 17-10, and go all the way to the Super Bowl, which by now the leagues have merged, and it counts as something. You know, it's important. It's a big deal now. Yeah. After the Super Bowl III is when it became a big deal in the public eye with Namath and the Colts and all that kind of shit, the guarantee to win and all that crap. Yeah. That's when it really caught people's eye, but by now it is the championship game of the league. So they go to the Super Bowl against the Colts and lose 16-13.
Uh-oh.
I believe that is on a last-second field goal by the Colts, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know.
Pretty sure that's what happened there. So anyway, this team doing pretty well. That year, John played in 14 games, started 12, and was a Pro Bowler.
Fantastic.
So not too fucking bad. July 11th, 1971 here. Here is an article about John. And it said, Cowboys Niland likes kid rules. Okay. I don't know. It says the public has heard a lot from rebellious pro football players who claim the game is dehumanizing. John Niland, on the other hand, thinks bed checks, training rules, and other restrictions are necessary for a winning team.
It's the only way to keep me inside.
So otherwise, I'm out. I'm drunk otherwise. You'll have to pull me off a bar stool for the practice in the morning.
I need a babysitter or I'm leaving.
Niland is a 6'3", 250-pound, tough all-pro offensive guard with the Dallas Cowboys, but he tries not to be offensive when he speaks of Dave Megacy, the St. Louis Cardinals. He wrote a great book, Dave Megacy. He wrote a really cool book, like one of the first exposés of how shitty the NFL is to the players. Yeah. In 1970, and then or 69, he wrote it, and then he ended up hanging out with Hunter S. Thompson through Hunter S. Thompson's whole fucking run for sheriff of Aspen and all that shit. Wow. Megacy's a real interesting guy. Nothing like a lot of the NFL guys back then. Not a meathead at all. He's a smart guy. Of the Cardinals, and George Sauer of the New York Jets, who copped out and dropped out, blasting pro football for making players do something less than human. Yeah, it's tough if you're a grown man and you're having a guy come in. You have another grown man come and make sure you're in bed at a certain time at night. That would be frustrating. I could see that.
It's not easy.
I could see that. Niland says they're entitled to their own opinions, but I wonder if they'd feel the same way if they were on a winning team. Fair enough. Fair point.
Sure.
He said, we are kind of treated like kids, but when you've got 40 human beings, some are mature and some are not. We should not object to training rules. If you're conscious of your need to the team, you will not mind rules. From a personal standpoint, I like rules and regulations because we're on a winning team. That's what counts, winning. Part of this is keeping your body in shape. Mentally, you must control your body. When you don't take care of yourself, you're hurting the other guys on the team. Yeah. The only way to win is to play as a team. Okay, kiss Landry's ass a little more here.
A little bit, yeah.
Wow. They said that it says Niland has come a long way, and he doesn't want to forget it. He spent his early days in Amityville, Long Island, 35 miles from New York City. At the age of 16, he learned with a shock that he was adopted. His adoptive parents were poor, and Niland went through a period of stealing hubcaps. He was a star on the Amityville high school football team and accepted a scholarship from University of Iowa. He's now he's a bank vice president. What?
How?
What? Okay. Has his own show on a Dallas television station, DTV, and is a polished and sought-after public speaker. He feels this is a competitive world, and the sooner kids learn that fact, the better off they will be. He said, most high school kids don't know what competition is. They can learn it from football. It's up here, pointing to his head. The difference is really in the mind. I'm small in my profession. I sometimes get wrapped, but I go on to my next endeavor and I give 110%. I just can't understand how people can be lazy. In football, if you're lazy, you get knocked on your tail.
Yes.
He's got a whole football is life thing going on here. If you compare the lessons of football with life and blah, 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 blah. But the other thing is, in life, if something pisses you off, you can't just tackle it. That's the problem. That also.
Yeah.
You can't clothesline it. That doesn't work as well. So it's like there's a balance to that. Some lessons are good and other things are not good. He said he works with boys a lot, trying to help out the underprivileged. He believes a lack of interest in sports may lead people to drugs.
I think there's a lack of interest in a lot of things will lead you to drugs.
Yes. You have to have an interest in
drugs,
something.
You're going to do drugs.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be sports. It can be anything else also, but whatever. He said some kids don't make the team and they take pot and drugs.
Take pot and drugs.
No, it's take two pot and drugs. They take to it.
Oh, take
like a fish to water.
To pot and drugs.
They didn't make the team, and they just went and sat under the bleachers and smoked a joint and gave up. That was how it is.
Very funny way of saying it.
He said, in a sense, they've made another team. They're escaping from reality. Athletics is not the entire answer, but it is a help. Okay, that's good. If football players get involved with kids, the kids will probably stay away from drugs. They relate to football. Yeah. Okay. Well, now it would just make them do steroids because that's what they all do. Yeah, but young kids do steroids at a remarkable rate nowadays, which is
it's happening earlier and earlier?
Oh, fuck yeah, because it's competition for college. It's scholarships.
Yeah.
It's, your YouTube and your fucking Instagram has to be. Child athletes have to have an Instagram at 10. Yeah. They literally do to post their athletic fucking prowess and all this shit. It's crazy.
It's too bad.
Nyland's boyhood hero is Sam Huff, the then feared linebacker for the New York Giants. He became competitive enough to get a bid to play with the college All-Stars against the Green Bay Packers after he got out of Iowa. That's when the learning profession really began in football, he recalled with a laugh. The man opposite him in the Packer line was all-time great Henry Jordan. Niland said, I had a no-hitter going. I never blocked him once.
A no-hitter.
No-hitter.
I'm not going to stop him at all.
Man, he said, well, I did the famous look out block. You lunge at your man and holler to the guard back. Look out. Watch out. Missed him.
Here he comes.
He said, Henry is a very smart football player, and I learned a lot from him. We became good friends. Now, Niland said that he says he understands as a guard his position is not glamorous or glorious. It's no one knows your name, and you're not going to score, and,
You're not going to have a lot of jerseys out there in the stands.
No. He said the only one who gets less ink than us is the water boy. Mm-hmm. No one cares about the offensive line. Yeah. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Soul.
Oh, getsoul.com.
Absolutely. You're sick of drinking all your calories? Mm-hmm. You're waking up, all hungover, and, drinks can be fun. That's all good. But we have an alternative here that's much better that will allow you and me and Jimmie to feel great in the moment and the next morning. Out-of-office gummies from Soul. They're so good. Soul's a wellness brand that believes feeling good should be fun and easy. Soul specializes in delicious hemp-derived THC and CBD products designed to boost your mood and help you unwind. Their best-selling out-of-office gummies were designed to provide a mild, relaxing buzz, boost your mood, enhance creativity, and relaxation. They come in 4 different strengths, which is perfect because not everybody's on the same level with edibles and things like that and gummies. So you can find the perfect dose, a gentle microdose, perfect buzz, noticeable high, or fully lit experience, which I recommend for all people out there. Not to mention, with wellness at the forefront, you can feel good about what you're putting into your body. All of Soul's products are made from organically farmed, USA-grown hemp. They're vegan, gluten-free, and low in sugar. And plus, Soul has so many other wellness products with or without THC. I love the out-of-office beverage. They got a variety of gummies and capsules that can improve sleep, stress, pain, focus, bloating, and more. You can do it, everybody. Bring on the good vibes and treat yourself to Soul today. Right now, Soul is offering our audience 30% off your entire order. Go to getsoul.com and use the code crimeinsports. That's getsoul.com, promo code crimeinsports for 30% off.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a better way to get around the internet with Surfshark.
Surfshark.com.
Absolutely. Let me tell you something, a little time out here. If you've ever tried streaming anything from abroad, say maybe you want to watch a soccer match, something like that, only to get hit with not available in your region.
The worst.
You know the pain that comes with that, but there's a workaround, and it is Surfshark VPN. That's why I started using Surfshark VPN also, because it encrypts everything we do online. No snoopers, trackers, or even sketchy, coffee shop Wi-Fi hackers. Nobody can see what I'm doing, because I'm doing weird stuff with Small Town Murder. We all know this, and Crime and Sports. And also, never mind the geo-block content. You want to watch your favorite British murder mystery while you're on holiday in Bali? Done. You can do it. Yeah. Switch your location with a click, and bang, there you are. You're right where you were again. It's beautiful stuff here. You really want to get yourself Surfshark VPN. Surfshark's no logs policy means your data isn't stored ever. What you do online stays yours and only yours. They even have a product called Surfshark Search. And you won't believe this, but it lets you browse without all the ad and targeted nonsense. A breath of digital fresh air. You're going to love Surfshark, so get it right now. Secure your privacy with Surfshark. Go to surfshark.com/crimeinsports. Use the code crimeinsports for 4 extra months of Surfshark. You'll find it in the show notes too. That is surfshark.com/crimeinsports, code crimeinsports. And don't forget, it's risk-free with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Protect your data. Explore the web securely.
Now back to the show.
He recalled an illustrative incident that occurred when he ran into a group of young Girl Scouts in the hall at the station KDTV. They were en route to see a live show by Bozo the Clown.
Oh.
Ugh, gross. He said, I stopped to let these little girls go by, and one of them looked up at me and said, "Are you a football player?" I nodded. "I think I know you," she said. Then another one got into the act and said, "I know him. He's Calvin Hill." I broke loose then and ran down the hall and hollered, "No, I'm Bobby Hayes." Oh. The joke is Calvin Hill and Bob Hayes are both black. Yes. That's the point. And John Niland is not black. So he said, "I'm not a running back named Calvin Hill." Calvin Hill's a big 6'3" guy or some shit, but still, he said, "No, I'm Bobby Hayes, who's the wide receiver who runs fast, the Olympian." He said, Niland is here to start training with the Cowboys at Cal Lutheran College in nearby Thousand Oaks. That's where they used to train out there. And he's looking forward to the competition in his 6th season in the NFL. 1971 Cowboys, 11-3 this year. First again. So they win their division every goddamn year.
Every year.
This is why Landry was such a legend when we were kids.
Yeah.
Little, and it was like, this legendary coach.
No idea why.
No.
I don't care. He's an old man.
I just knew from the NFL films that they showed on ESPN of, the Dallas Cowboys,
with the fucking hat. Yeah.
The doomsday defense, and they'd show him on the fucking sideline. So this year they go to the playoffs. They beat the Vikings 20-12 in the first round of the playoffs. Beat the Niners again 14-3. You didn't know the Niners made this many NFC Championship games back then, did you?
I knew they've been really good for a very long time until Montana left.
Yeah, but most people think of them as the 80s Niners when they picked up, but they were good before that.
They were good for a very long time.
Then they win the Super Bowl, stomping the Dolphins 24-3.
Oh.
That was a drubbing that year in 71. This team, John plays all 14 games, starts all 14 games, and he's in the Pro Bowl and AP first team all NFL or whatever the fuck it is. So he's doing goddamn well. He's an all pro and a Pro Bowler. So they, in the game against the Dolphins in the Super Bowl, the offensive line did great. And the Cowboys had 252 rushing yards that day.
Yeah.
So that's the offensive line fucking killing it. And here's your Nick Bonacani reference for you.
All right.
The Cowboys used a slip wedge blocking scheme to neutralize Miami middle linebacker Nick Bonacani, based on Vince Lombardi's offense from the Packer championship days. So they said it was Niland.
So good. Yeah.
It was Niland in the center that had to mainly execute these moves, and they did it very well. 72.
The best economical decision they ever made was winning out that season, because they put those fuckers on TV every goddamn week after that for so long.
Forever.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Forever. The whole fucking team had a career.
Everybody did. Yeah. Everybody. Think about it. I mean.
Yeah. Just looking at their face made people happy. I don't know.
I don't know what the hell it was. 1972 Cowboys 10-4 made them happy.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that.
Happy maybe? Do people get happy from looking at things? I don't know.
Did you get happy from looking at Nick Bonacani?
Is that a thing? Keep putting him on fucking TV. Yeah, I guess this era, all these guys are like all of the announcers and booth guys when we were kids.
Yeah,
are all the guys that are playing now. That's what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah, it's interesting. And then when we were. All the players who were big when we were teenagers, those are the guys doing the analysis now. Yeah. It's interesting. So 72 Cowboys are 10-4. They beat the Niners in the divisional round of the playoffs, 30-28. Then they get stomped on by the Redskins, 26-3 in the championship game.
Yeah.
That's not good. From the newspaper, they said in 1972, Niland, then 28, was at the top of the hero market in Dallas.
Oh.
He was involved with the land development company, was vice president of a bank, and had become a television and radio personality, was director of the Cowboys Weekly, a weekly newspaper covering the Cowboys, was a spokesman for Pepsi-Cola, and became a favorite banquet speaker. It seemed he should have had it all. At this point, by the way, his off-season income is equal to what he's making in the NFL.
Really?
Yes. So the salaries still aren't huge for an offensive lineman.
But he's out there doing a fun job with talking and doing fun things, at least, that have to do with football.
And that you need to have that football to be able to do that other stuff. Otherwise, no one's going to hire this guy to be a vice president of a fucking bank unless he's a Cowboy.
Yeah.
Unless he's got Tom Landry's phone number. You know what I mean? It ain't happening. So that year he played in all 14 games, started all 14 games, Pro Bowler, All-Pro.
Yeah.
So first team All-Pro. So now he's got 5 Pro Bowls and 3 first team All-Pros.
Wow.
He's a badass. 1973, he takes a little
break?
Turn off of shit here. No, not a hiatus, but just in the off season does something different. Tries some acting out.
Oh, great.
He's in a film called Horror High. Mm-hmm. On the cover, it says, "There's something evil out there, possessed by a force that doesn't belong to this world, and it's going to kill me."
Okay.
Horror High. It's got 5 stars. 5 stars out of 10 on IMDb. He's in it. It's an hour and 25 minutes. It says a shock-filled tale of a serious and shy but brilliant science student who, when wrongfully forced to consume a new drug he'd created, becomes a modern-day Jekyll and Hyde. Wow. Let's see who else is in this. It's also known as Twisted Brain in some countries, some markets. Oh, I don't know any of these people. Fucking Pat Carty.
No.
Austin Stoker. Rosie Holitic. I don't know any of these actors or actresses here. But we do know that, what's his name here? John plays a coach, Coach McCall.
Okay.
There you go. So Calvin Hill, I think it's another player. He was in. Mean Joe Green is in this as the coach. Okay. There's a bunch of football players in this. Craig Morton plays a policeman.
Nice.
Whole bunch of fucking football players. That's fucking really funny. Okay. 1973 Cowboys. They probably was filmed in Texas, and they just got a bunch of Cowboys.
Probably. Yeah.
They go 10-4 this year, first in the division again. They beat the Rams in the divisional round of the playoffs, 27-16. Lose to the Vikings, 27-10. One of the Vikings' many Super Bowl losses of the 70s. Right. This one was. Yeah, the Vikings went through a period there where they made it all the time. The Bills of the 70s, they were pretty much.
Have they won one yet?
No.
No, right?
No, the Vikings, no.
Oh, that's got to be
They went to a bunch.
So tough. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if they won one in the last 7 years when I haven't been paying attention, but no, they haven't. Before that, I know they never won one. No. went to a lot. Never
a Super Bowl was played there, but they weren't in it.
They were not in it at all. No. 73. He starts 13 games, plays in 13 games. He's a Pro Bowler that year. 74. Cowboys are 8-6. No playoffs.
Okay. Yeah.
That's not good. That's going to be bad. We can't have that. That's awful. But John plays 14 games, starts 13. No Pro Bowl. No nothing.
Uh-oh.
Cowboys got to be good to be I guess.
Keep your ass out of the bank, John. Play some football.
Do something. So he was really good at pulling, they always say. He's a good pulling guard here.
Yeah.
He is one of only 6 offensive linemen in Cowboys history with at least 6 Pro Bowls.
Oh.
Rayfield Wright, Nate Newton, Larry Allen, Tyron Smith, and Zach Martin are the others.
Those are all Hall of Famers.
Those are close to it anyway. Did Nate Newton get in the Hall of Fame?
I believe so.
Did he? Wow.
Isn't he?
He's definitely in our Hall of Fame of dummies, but I don't know if he's. So that's.
Maybe not. He's the big fat fucker, right?
He's the guy who got caught with a bunch of weed in the van, and then a week later got caught with the same amount of weed in the same van in the same place.
He's in
fucking
the
moron.
Texas Hall of Fame, but not in
fucking moron. Yeah. So he only missed 2 games in his 9 seasons due to injury, by the way. Mm-hmm. He is a member of the Cowboys all-time team as well, John Niland.
Wow.
Yeah. So September 14th, 1975, he's traded to the Philadelphia Eagles.
You've done your Dallas time. What? They made a trade with the Eagles.
Eagles, yes, in exchange for a 3rd-round draft pick.
I can't believe it.
Yep. 75 Eagles go 4-10. Mm-hmm. There's a completely different franchise going on here.
Yeah, they're asking bartenders to try out.
Yeah, literally. Looking at who's on this team, Bill Berge, he was a big star for them, I know. Poe James, that's what I'm going to start calling myself, Poe James.
Poe James.
Poe James, P.O. James. Looking who else is on this team. Jesus Christ, this is bleak. Was Jaworski even there yet? I think so, but there's a guy named
Horst. What year is this?
70, what is this, 75. 75. So 75 Philly here. Jesus Christ, bleak. They go 4-10 that year. Yeah. Like I said, much different team than he just came from. This season here, he plays in 14 games, starts 13, no Pro Bowl again. Okay. He missed the season opener with a hamstring injury. That was the game he didn't start there. Yeah. The next year, though, he's going to have some problems tearing ligaments in his knee during training camp, missing all this practice time and being placed on the injured reserve list.
Oh, he didn't get to play with Papali.
Nope, that's the end of football.
Yeah, that's it?
That's it. Tore up his knee.
Wow.
Back then, if you tear knee ligaments, now it's not a big deal.
Surgery. Yeah.
It's a fucking scope. You're out there in 6 weeks. Back then, that was your career. It was over. Especially if you were a big guy like that. Done.
Yeah. You're going to have shit floating around in there.
That's it. Yeah, they had no way to fix that shit back then, really.
Wow.
So, man, New Year's Day 1980. Let's fast forward here.
Yeah. He's a champion.
He's a champion. Well, never a Super Bowl champion, but an NFL, no, not quite, because the Packers beat him twice, so he's not a champion.
Didn't he?
Oh, they did. They won the one game. They won the one Super Bowl. That's right. Yeah. So New Year's Day 1980. He's been married to his wife for 13 years, but she moves out permanently.
Yeah.
Niland says this breakup is essentially the out-of-place yodel that starts an avalanche. For lack of a better term, that's all I could come up with.
The slamming of the door created all that snow to come down.
That's what it is. He said that's the whole problem. The divorce was final in 83, the same year that Dallas County process servers visited his house at basically once a month to serve him with all sorts of shit, like tons of lawsuits against him, criminal charges.
What?
His whole life falls apart here.
What happened?
That's what I mean. Well, this is the problem. This is just from my point of view. I don't know how true this is, but if you come up fucked up, you might get some success for a while that will cover all that up.
Sure.
Because you're busy and you have stuff going on and you're important and you might feel whatever, all those thoughts of inadequacy and my parents don't love me and I got molested and I come from shit and all that. That all goes away. But once that's over, you're still you.
Yeah.
You're still you. And now if you don't have the world kind of pushing you toward the top because of your athletic prowess, it's all you. So if you've never gotten any like therapy or help or, just figured it out or even sat down and thought about it for a fucking minute, you're going to be in deep shit when you're done with your career, when you're done with all the things you have to do. And now you have, your time. Now what do you do? So 1983, March 4th, he is arrested.
Oh.
And it begins. In an altercation with a former girlfriend led to his arrest.
Former girlfriend,
and that led to an investigation which made him be arrested for possession of narcotics.
Fantastic.
Not good. He's got bonds set at $26,000. He's also being held for investigation of causing reckless damage, investigation of burglary and theft, as well as several traffic violations.
This is a bad day.
It's a mess.
Everything piled on top of each other.
I'm telling you, this fucking shit came coming from everywhere.
What a mess.
This day, he was stopped by officers, it says Thursday morning, after a former girlfriend, Cherie Reeves, told officers he had slammed his fist through the window of her car.
Oh, boy.
Jesus, what is he, the leader of Cobra Kai? What the fuck is he doing? What is happening? Did Miyagi trick you? Why are you doing this?
You can't punch cars, man.
When officers arrested him, they found a vial containing 8 grams of a white substance believed to be cocaine. 8 grams is a good amount.
Yeah,
that is a lot of fucking coke.
That's all day.
That's more than 2 8-balls. That's a lot. The burglary and theft allegations come from 2 complaints made in February by his ex-girlfriend. According to the police reports, she accused him of breaking into her apartment on February 23rd and taking a color television, a telephone answering machine, a sewing machine, a clock radio, and 2 necklaces.
Why is he taking a clock radio?
What the fuck is he taking a clock? That's what I mean. An answering machine was pretty expensive back then. Color TV, TVs were expensive. A fucking clock radio?
$20, right?
If that. And 2 necklaces. Are those his? What's he going to do? Wear them? What's he doing?
Wow.
The woman told police that Niland returned to her apartment later that day and said he would return the items if she gave him $3,000.
Oh, he's going to pawn your shit back to you.
Wow. I'll steal your shit and sell it back to you. She refused, so he took a suitcase containing clothing and jewelry of hers. He said, okay, I'll just take more then. Now it's $5,000. What do you say about that?
Now all your shirts.
What the fuck? So that's March 4th, 83. April 1st, 83, from the Odessa American newspaper, John Niland indicted. Indicted on misdemeanor theft charge by a grand jury that declined to return an indictment of a more serious charge of burglary. I don't know. If you go in and say, I'll give you your shit for $3,000 and they say no and then you steal more, that's like strong arm robbery. That's not a misdemeanor.
It's bigger
right?
theft.
It's huge.
That gets worse.
That's insane. So the prosecutor's report said that he
it's
offered...
Like saying stealing somebody's car, trying to sell it back to them, and then when they refuse, you steal their truck too.
This is some shit Evel Knievel would have done.
Yeah.
Stole your shit, I'll sell it back to you. No, well, then I'm going to take more shit. It's just going to cost you more now.
I'll take the wheels and tires.
Yeah.
God damn.
Oh, man. The prosecutor's report said Niland allegedly offered to return the suitcase for $3,000 and then left her apartment with more property. Niland's attorney, Robert Rose, said the theft indictment is, quote, ridiculous, and that the dispute with Reeves was not a matter for the courts, for the criminal courts. It's a civil. Yeah.
Oh, this is between her and I. $5,000.
It's a civil matter.
Okay.
Yeah, not a criminal matter, but stealing is a criminal matter. That's the thing.
Seems like grand theft, right?
I would imagine so, especially if it's worth $3,000. I don't know. April 7th, 1983. This is a week after his indictment. He's arrested again.
Oh, boy.
Okay. The Fort Worth Star-Telegram, the headline is Niland's actions puzzle friends.
They don't understand.
Fuck is wrong with this guy? Yeah. They said the John Niland, who was picked up Wednesday morning in North Dallas for an investigation of driving while intoxicated and investigation of cocaine possession, he likes his coke.
Yeah, he does.
Bears little resemblance to the John Niland remembered by friends as the Cowboys' offensive guard. D.D. Lewis, a former linebacker, said, This doesn't quite sound like the John Niland I knew. And then another cowboy said, I never thought of him that way. It's a criminal, I guess. Okay. Early Wednesday on an access road off North Central Expressway, Niland was stopped in his 1980 Datsun 280Z. Not bad.
Yeah, those are about $30,000 today.
Those are cool looking little cars.
Yeah.
Because of an expired inspection sticker. That's why he got. Yeah. Niland's license plates and driver's license were also found to be expired. Okay, so you're just driving around with no up-to-date paperwork.
Yeah.
According to Dallas police spokesman Bob Shaw, officers also found a straw in his right front trouser pocket and an amber vial of a white substance he believed to be cocaine in the console of his car.
Yeah.
I would imagine so. A breathalyzer test was administered and showed he was driving with a 0.17 blood alcohol content.
Steep. Yeah.
Drunk as well. Back then it was 0.10 was the legal limit.
Is that right?
Fuck yeah. For a long time it was 0.10. Then they dropped it to 0.08.
It's about the same, to be honest.
I guess, yeah.
If you're 0.08, you may as well be 0.10.
I suppose. I'm not sure scientifically how that works, but
it's 2 drinks is what it is, basically.
Yeah.
I'll bet, you know what it is? I'll bet somebody had 2 drinks and it was 0.09, and they're like, we're going to make it 0.08 then, because we got to make sure that 2 drinks is too much.
Whereas before that, they were like, we got to make sure 2 drinks isn't going to get somebody fucking sent to prison because everybody has 2 drinks after work. Everyone has 2 drinks after work.
Yeah.
Niland's attorney said he's going to fight the DUI and cocaine charges as well.
Wow.
He said, I've gotten clients off with a higher percentage of alcohol in their blood than John had. Is that a brag? That's hilarious. That's like saying, I've gotten people off that had way more of the victim's DNA all over their penis. Just so much more. I've gotten them off on it, so this is crazy. What are you talking about? He said,
skip the obvious getting them off part, but that's I've gotten way drunker people set free. What the fuck, dude?
It gets worse. It gets dumber. He said, quote, as for the cocaine.
As for that.
Yeah, I can't even. This is too funny to even.
Who among us?
That would be a more acceptable thing to say. Hey, he's partying. He said, quote, I'm not convinced that's what it was.
Oh.
No, yeah, he had a vial of pancake mix with him. That's what it was. A vial of Bisquick with him. That's no problem.
Brings about 8 grams of Drano with him everywhere he goes.
8 grams of Bisquick in the car. You never know. Jesus Christ.
Holy fuck.
Oh, man. So they're talking about last week, him indicted. Oh,
Who the fuck carries 8 grams of anything but cocaine?
That's what I mean. That's too much. Fucking holy shit.
Wow.
Now, a week before opening day 1973, this never became public back in the 73 because the Cowboys covered everything up. But by now, they've gotten shit out of it. But a week before opening day 73, Niland was arrested by Dallas police when he walked barefoot for 2.5 miles down Hillcrest Drive, according to Cowboys Vice President Gil Brandt, and started pounding on doors and screaming his ex-wife's name. Irie. This was before they were apart.
Divorced, yeah.
Niland's roommate at the time, Senator John Fitzgerald, said Niland was going through a religious experience. That's one way to put it.
He's screaming Jesus Christ out there.
Wow. Then Brandt, who is think about this, Gil Brandt, the Cowboys vice president, said maybe the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Brandt said, quote, a synthetic substance, marijuana, I think, was found in his possession. A synthetic substance, marijuana,
is that all?
was found in his possession.
Yeah.
Synthetic. How is that? That's the only drug that's not synthetic. And you're like, a synthetic substance found in his. I'm sure there's others. I'm just saying that's the least synthetic one you're going to get.
Did they have synthetic weed back then?
No, of course not. They barely had weed. They had shit weed that was 8% THC. It was garbage.
And the synthetic shit now is just kills you.
Wow. So Brandt has just decided to spill all of John Niland's dirty laundry out on the street in this newspaper article. I think it was marijuana was found in his possession. So he was barefoot, banging on doors, screaming his wife's name while having weed on him back then. The one guy said, I think John Niland is crying out for help right now. People do it in different ways. Judging by the number of times he's been in trouble with the law, I think I say he's asking somebody to do something for him. Yeah, something.
He's knocking on doors looking for it.
Yeah, I mean, he's finding it. April 11th, 1983, the Courier newspaper says Niland's PR has slipped, but he still knows a good story.
What does that mean?
We'll find out. Okay. The voice on the telephone was friendly and chipper. Yeah, I'll do a story. As big a story as you want, John Niland is saying.
Yeah.
And in the same breath, he adds, could it run on a Sunday? Front page of the sports? He's trying to find out when it's coming out. Obviously, old number 76 still hasn't lost his flair for PR, no matter what the ugly newspaper headlines of the past month say about him. There was a time in his metallic blue and silver prime when John Niland never seemed to miss a block or a PR angle. He could play the media as well as he could play offensive guard. Or he could go to a high school banquet and, as guest speaker, thoroughly entertain a cafeteria overflowing with students, which he did more than any other of the Cowboys players then or now. And most of his numerous public appearances in 9 Cowboys seasons were sans publicity and free of charge, which is unheard of then or now. So he'd show up, you didn't have to pay him. There was no, whatever. On Friday, sitting in the den of his home in North Dallas, Niland laughed when he's kiddingly reminded about his reputation as a PR hound and about his could it run on Sunday front page of the sports request. Hey, he says, I can't help it if I know when the heaviest circulation day is. One thing I never wanted was a story about me in the Saturday afternoon paper. Nobody ever read that thing.
Nobody cares about college sports.
What John Niland, now 39 and 7 years retired from the NFL, has needed in the last month is a Saturday afternoon newspaper, something that no one reads.
7 years out, and his life is a disaster.
The headlines on March 4th screamed ex-Cowboys lineman John Niland arrested, and the first paragraph of the story says a former Dallas Cowboys football star was arrested Thursday on a variety of investigative charges, including possession of narcotics following an altercation with a former girlfriend. Yeah. Just a domestic spat, a third-rate soap opera, counter Niland's attorneys.
No big deal.
No big deal. But John Niland is still a name, even though his final season with the Cowboys was 1974, so the headlines are large, mainly because a vial containing 8 grams of a white substance was found, but police still have filed no drug possession charges against him.
Really?
Apparently so. Last week, Niland was back on the police blotter and back in the headlines again. He left a popular North Dallas night spot Wednesday morning and was stopped by police. So as in the first arrest, they say police lab tests must determine what that substance is, so no formal drug possession charges were filed. Okay. They didn't have one of those like old school
testers. Yeah.
One of those old school detective guys who like dipped his pinky into it and then put it into his tongue and went, that's the good shit right there. Yeah, that's the stuff. Yeah, you're going away for a long time, pal.
They don't have any guys that just do coke casually.
Yeah, you know, that
can
guy.
Recognize it.
So they say Niland, a little over his football playing weight of 245 pounds, but still looking fit, is eager to tell his version of, quote, the story.
Oh, he has a story.
He's willing to jump right into a full explanation of both arrests. Oh, boy, this is fun. But there's a lawyer sitting across the table in his den. Let me tell you how this happened, says Niland. No, John, not now, interrupts his lawyer.
Shut up, don't talk.
Well, I can explain about, John, you just can't.
John, don't do it.
Yeah, if you go to an interview with someone and they have their lawyer sitting there, you're not going to get what you want out of that interview, probably. No. He said Niland is obviously disappointed, but he also knows there may have to be a trial, and anything he says in print right now may be held against him. Well, you get the legal picture, they say. Finally, Niland says, all I ask is that everyone just keep an open view, not an open mind, an open view.
Open view.
And see what the finished product of the 2 arrests is. And then he did a big line off the coffee table. Yeah. No, he didn't. It's Niland is president of a company named Video Information Network. As a football player, anything with video in it in the early 80s was cutting edge. That was considered big shit. That would be like if you were anything internet related in 1998. It was like, oh, look at you. You're cutting edge. As a football player, he had a fascination with the medium of television and started pursuing an off-the-field career in that area. Quote, my strengths are behind the camera, putting a production together and selling advertisers on it.
That's his strengths.
Yeah, it's your strength. You take them out, you do some blow with them, you get drunk, and they're real willing to do whatever. His company produces and markets TV commercials targeted to those who attend fashion trade shows. Wow, that's so specific.
Fashion trade show video production?
Markets TV commercials targeted to those who attend fashion trade shows. That's a very specific deal.
Yeah, I'm making commercials for Silk Flowers.
Wow, yeah. That means an established credit line at local banks is a necessity. Niland has that, but then the headlines hit the papers last month. Will bankers keep an open view? Niland says some will, some probably won't. For those who don't, I'll call an audible, use a football term, and reshift some plans. Wow. He said he's received a lot of supportive phone calls, though. Like Cowboys coach Tom Landry, Niland was active in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes and traveled around the country speaking at the FCA rallies. The Fellowship of Christian Athletes, in other words, a bunch of fucking liars that go around praising Jesus and then doing coke in the car, because that's what he's doing. I haven't heard from anyone in the Cowboys organization, he says, but if I called Tom Landry, I'm confident he would give me his support. Really, are you?
Then do it.
The squarest guy in Texas, you think? Okay. Wow. I can't say that for sure, but I think if I needed him, he'd respond. I think any of them in the front office would. The one guy was throwing you under the bus. Gil Brandt was saying, oh, yeah, he was a piece of shit when he was here, too.
Gil doesn't give a fuck about you.
Holy shit. When Niland went to jail on the DUI charge last week, he was asked for autographs by police department personnel as he was being booked. Of course, he was happy to sign them even there. He said, the police have been totally professional with me. Okay, so he posts bond here of $7,500 on, because now they have officially charged him with felony cocaine possession. Mm-hmm. The charge was filed Wednesday after laboratory tests were completed on a substance seized from him. So he had to go to the sheriff's office and post a bond to be able to get out. April 24th, 1983, he's indicted again.
Uh-oh.
That is on a misdemeanor theft charge. The grand jury deemed to return an indictment for a more serious charge, declined to return an indictment on a more serious charge. So he's got problems. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
May 10th, 83, indicted again.
Uh-oh.
This is 2 charges of possession of cocaine he's indicted with now. Yes, they said that he had cocaine in his car on March 6th and April 6th. So
both times.
Both times, yeah. Funny. An amber-colored vial wasn't filled with fucking Bisquick like we thought. It's shocking. I'm surprised. Each of the state drug charges carries a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison.
Whoa, Texas, slow down.
And a $10,000 fine. Jesus
8 grams, 20 years?
That is insane. Well, here's the really fucked up part.
So serious.
The initial report was 8 grams, but now they're saying police found 0.68 grams of a white powder.
That's nothing.
That is very little. That's less than a gram. I mean, that's a little bit during the first arrest and 1.5 grams during the second arrest, which, again, small amount.
It's double what the other one was.
20 years for 0.68 grams, huh? So that is interesting here. So that he's got all kinds of problems now.
Yeah.
July 8th, 1983. This is crazy. He was sleeping in his truck.
Yeah.
For some reason. I don't know why, but he was sleeping in his truck, and he reported his wallet and car keys were taken from the glove compartment of his truck while he was sleeping in it. While he was sleeping in it.
How drunk were you?
It's wow.
Somebody rifled through your truck while you were asleep in it?
Asleep in the truck, through your glove compartment. His keys and armed forces and state employment identification cards were missing, but his wallet was later found with nothing in it. Great. Yeah. Terrific. September 20th, 1983, ex-Cowboy lineman gets, let's find out here. This is 2 counts of cocaine possession. I think he pled guilty, I believe here. And he is going to be sentenced to, you, sir, may fuck off, 10 years of probation.
Oh.
10 years of probation and 200 hours of community service.
That's a pretty good deal.
For him, fuck yeah, no jail. So he will have no criminal record if he completes his probation period and community service satisfactorily.
And it falls off.
And it falls off. He said he believed the sentence was fair because, quote, I've already paid a heavy price, including the loss of his video communications business. A Dallas psychiatrist, James Grigson, testified at a punishment hearing last week that Niland had been using cocaine once or twice a month for the past year. Yeah, that's how people use cocaine. Wow. As problems with his marriage and business grew. No. His attorney, Robert Rouse, said it would have been an absolute waste to send John Niland to the penitentiary. He's capable of working, and there's no point in making him a burden on the taxpayers.
He just leans on coke from time to time to
just once or twice
his depression?
Once or twice a month, though. It's, you know. Okay. Next up, he is going to court. He's going to go to trial for DUI or DWI. And the jury deliberates for about an hour. Then they acquit him on the DWI charge.
Fascinating.
Niland did not testify, but two friends said they were with Niland at a Greenville Avenue nightclub before his arrest and that Niland was not intoxicated. So his two friends said he wasn't drunk. So never mind that breathalyzer. Bullshit.
Yes, but my friend said no.
Yep. Defense attorneys argued he was the victim of police harassment because that's who they usually harass. Famous middle-aged people. That's who they go after usually.
Right.
Weird. 6 Dallas police officers had testified that Niland appeared intoxicated when he was stopped because of an expired plate sticker on his car. A breath test admitted into evidence also showed his blood alcohol level at 0.17.
Yeah.
But his two friends said he wasn't drunk. So
he wasn't drunk.
He didn't seem drunk. Right. Wow, that is remarkable.
Yeah.
It's funny because I've known people who have had like good lawyers and fought DUIs. If you have a lawyer that's half decent, you'll never be convicted of DUI. It never happens.
It'll go away. Yeah. Well, there's got to be some muddy water. I've known a lot of people with real good lawyers that got really spent a lot of time.
That's good lawyers though, or.
I mean, they've all had.
We know that guy.
I don't know.
They had to have a lawyer.
That's what lawyers. I mean. Yeah.
Because I know a guy.
You know what? You might be right. We know a guy who got his 4th and did great in that. He came out of it smelling real nice.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
In Arizona, where it's steep.
Yeah. I know a guy who had 4 in Arizona and was never convicted of any of them because he had a lawyer.
Not convicted.
Lawyer got him off every single. One of them, he fell asleep at a fucking red light.
Yeah.
Shit face. The cop had to wake him up to arrest him.
Well, he wasn't driving.
Yeah. People just laying on the horn behind him and still not waking up.
I can't go, you guys. I'm drunk.
Yeah. He got off on some like breathalyzer calibration bullshit every time. So February of 1984, his company has lost its articles of incorporation for failing to pay the Texas franchise tax. Yeah. 2 months later, this is April of 84, he files for bankruptcy.
Now he's broke.
He went from being a football player and a vice president of a bank to now he's bankrupt. June 5th, 1984, he is charged with causing bodily injury to Marilyn Merriman on June 5th by kicking her and hitting her with his fists.
Oh, boy.
Beating the shit out of a woman, that's called in the rest of the world.
Using all 4 forces. That's crazy.
He's he's a disaster. He's like an avalanche of shit.
Yeah.
That's the only way to put it. I mean, it's a complete avalanche.
He's
this
his
guy,
dad. Yeah.
He's turned into his dad. That's exactly right. Because, I mean, he had shit before, but now it's falling apart. He doesn't know what to do with himself. What's he supposed to do now?
Ooh.
He's just wandering around, fucking Dallas, trying not to get arrested. That's all he's doing.
This is the bummer about giving children great careers and then betting all that on their health and safety. Yeah. Meanwhile, there's no health and safety. The job that they're doing disregards all of that.
No, well, and people who have had problems, they think once, and the world thinks that once they're a professional athlete, now all their problems are over. It's all solved now. It's like, no, they're not. So you still have all these problems that you haven't worked out, and now you think you're doing fine because everybody's telling you you're great. It's fucking crazy. So, I mean, John, he's lost, basically. He's lost.
He's in the wind.
But then he smells something that smells delicious. He smells it. He walks into a store looking for what could be this delicious smell, and who's behind the counter? It's the shawarma man. That's who's there, of course. And he says, how is it you've come to arrive here? Why are you here, man? Yeah. I watch you play the games and you throw the people around. I figure always I go, he must be on so much cocaine. It must be so much. And I say, I hang out with that guy. Maybe we party, you know what I mean? But shawarma man, no, we don't do that no more, you know what I mean? Unless you holding, maybe? You have a little bit? Maybe I have the lamb. No. You're very bad. And you beat up the girlfriend.
Yeah.
I no like anymore. Sign say closed. You go. No. I no make for you. No, you go. Unless maybe you have a little bit. We can, you can come back and we can talk about, no, you go. No, seriously, go. And then poof, in a cloud of tzatziki and shawarma and pita bread. It's all over with. John's very confused. He looks at his vial of cocaine, shakes his head, and throws it on the ground. He's like, what did this do? Oh, my God. Yeah. September 19th, 1984. This is Niland put on probation again. He is going to be sentenced to 1 year of probation after pleading no contest to beating the shit out of his girlfriend. Very nice. No contest. I did it. I'm not even putting up a fight here. He was charged with causing bodily injury. In an affidavit, she said that the incident occurred during an argument. She said the matter did not belong in criminal court, and she no longer wanted him prosecuted. They made up.
I don't want to do it anymore.
This conviction is the third in the past year for Niland, obviously, and he's having some troubles here. He's on probation, by the way.
Right.
How does that not violate your probation?
Months, yeah. How do you,
10 years.
10 years of probation.
10 years of probation.
Yeah, he's on. That probation was set to keep you in jail if you fuck up. And
if you fuck up.
You stomp a woman and you can't. That doesn't violate it?
Less than a year later, you're saying you stomped a woman. I think that is,
keep your nose clean except for stomping women.
Except for that. That's fine. April 10th, 1985, John's arrested again.
Yeah.
Oh, man. He's arrested for investigation of drunken driving after an early morning accident that caused no injuries. What a fucking nut. He's posted $200 on of a misdemeanor charge and was released at 7 a.m., about 5 hours after the incident. He's already on probation, as we know about here. Officer Kent Witt, who saw the accident, that's what you want, a cop watching your drunken accident, said the 1982 Datsun was northbound on the North Dallas Street when it turned left into the path of a southbound car driven by Donald Lee. Police said that Lee's car had the right of way at the time. Yeah. The officer reported Niland had bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and an unsteady stance. He was also ticketed for failing to yield to right of way and refusing to take a breath test.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
He's like, I played that game before.
I lose that game.
I lose it a lot. He's a disaster right now. So that was that was Wednesday, April 10th. Now, by April 14th, 1985, there's a really wild headline. FBI investigating former Cowboy Niland.
Uh-oh.
He's a mess. The FBI is investigating a federal judge's finding of fact that former Dallas Cowboys player John Niland paid a banker $5,000 to expedite approval of a $300,000 business loan. Okay. He bribed a banker to get the loan.
Yeah, I'm going to need some more money.
Wow. In a ruling involving Niland's 1984 bankruptcy proceedings, U.S. bankruptcy judge Michael A. McConnell wrote that Niland was urgently in need of money and offered a bribe or a grease payment of $5,000, a grease payment, to Continental Savings Association loan officer Jerry Dale, who no longer works for the bank. McConnell said Dale accepted the money, and on February 14th, 83, Niland received the $300,000 loan. That was right about the time he was in the paper talking about, some banks will fuck with me and some might not.
Yeah.
If I grease them up. Federal prosecutors said that they have turned the matter over to the FBI for investigation. Niland's creditors had disputed who had a legal claim to the former All-Pro's $500,000 house. When we're taking his house, who's going to take it? That's the bankruptcy court. McConnell charged that Niland had obtained more than $400,000 in loans by giving banks false statements about whether the property was his or not, basically. The ruling said Niland had received money on 2 separate occasions by falsely signing an affidavit claiming his homestead or residence was a condominium he had bought for his mother. The judge said Niland used his home for collateral in both cases. Texas homestead law prohibits residents from obtaining second mortgages on their homes except for home improvements or to pay taxes. Right. That law was also prevents banks or other creditors from seizing a homestead and 1 acre of land surrounding it to satisfy a debt. So he tried to classify it as a homestead. Okay, April 25th, 1985, Niland's still in jail without bond.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He remained in jail without bond following a judge's ruling that he violated his probation. Finally. Yeah. He had to surrender after an arrest warrant was issued. So he's in a lot of shit again. April 27th, 1985. He is jailed without bond for violating the probation still. They talk about that and that he's still trying to get out, so he still can't get out. May 15th, 1985, John Niland here. Let's see here. It's all about his probation thing. Is he going to get it revoked? State District Judge R.T. Scales agreed Monday to reinstate his 10-year probation.
Okay. Wait, what does that mean?
Never mind. It's all good. That's what it means.
All right.
Everything's fine. May 19th, 1985 here. Niland's Long Fall from Stardom is the title of the headline of this article, which is not good. It's been more than a decade since John Niland knuckled down on the football field and glared at opposing linemen through the face mask on his silver and blue Dallas helmet. Yeah. Jesus Christ. They're talking about all this. They said a diamond-studded Super Bowl ring on his finger is a painful reminder that in Dallas, a city that loves its winners, old Cowboys seldom fade away quietly. Niland is still falling. In the past 5 years, he has been accused of assaulting or stealing from several girlfriends, possessing cocaine, driving while drunk, paying lawyers with bad checks or not at all, lying about his residence to mortgage a home against his struggling business, and trying to evade mounting debts by filing for bankruptcy.
Jesus Christ.
It's quite the 5 years. Niland, 41, was in jail and denied bail last month, primarily because prosecutors argued that an April 8th arrest for drunken driving violated his probation. So now, in the meantime, Niland has been pondering realignment of his life, including a little polishing of his public image.
Yeah.
He said, quote, "People think I beat women. People think I'm a doper. People think I'm a drunk. That's not true. Just because I beat women, drink, and have coke, that doesn't mean I'm those things."
It's just based on what you were arrested for. If you've been arrested for it, you've done it more times than you've been arrested for.
I would hope so, unless you're just really bad at it or the most unlucky person in the world, one of the two. Holy shit. The subject of countless stories during his playing heyday, Niland yearns for a story that features something other than the latest escapade on the police blogger. He claims he's been targeted by prosecutors and policemen eager to prosecute him because he's no longer on the team.
Oh, it's because they don't play for him anymore.
Yeah. He said, quote, "When an active player gets busted, they try to they squash it. But when a retired player, they think you're old meat." It's like, I can't even, I'm not even above the law anymore. This is bullshit.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
You should have seen all the shit they made disappear when I was there.
Forget it, dude. Yeah, this is crazy, man. Now they're not fucking doing that. Former teammates, some of them successful in the real estate, home building, or other business ventures, sympathize with Niland's plight. One Pettis Norman, a former tight end who owns 3 fast food franchises, said the mere fact that you're a Dallas Cowboy puts you under the microscope. Mm-hmm. Okay, in the public, but not with the law, apparently. Interesting. Now, one defense attorney said he's a classic yesterday's hero, and he just couldn't make that adjustment. He couldn't grow up. He said John Niland was a football player. He scooted through life with a silver spoon in his mouth. Now the conveyor belt has dumped him out in the real world, and he can't handle it. I think that's exactly what we said before. You know that the same people that wanted to buy him drinks and be seen with him have moved on to today's hero. My efforts in the long term were just a Band-Aid, the lawyer said. Jesus Christ. So he said he grew up as they go on to say he grew up as the son of the town drunk. He said, I didn't have a lot of love for my parents. He was teased around the neighborhood about being adopted. He said football was his way out and all that kind of shit. So they're trying to fluff him up a bit. He said, I didn't care who gave me the money. I didn't know where Dallas was. I thought there were still Indians here.
Okay.
He had no idea. He's like, Dallas? Dallas
60s,
is a big city. In the 60s, Dallas, no. Texas was the frontier still. Nobody.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Dallas came into its own in the 70s because of the Cowboys, and then the oil industry, too, helped a lot. And then in the 80s, they had the show Dallas. It became a big shiny thing.
The president had just been murdered the year before.
Exactly.
He should
That's
know
what
that.
That's all you thought of it as.
Yeah, all right.
But he knew it existed. He said, I didn't even know where it was. It's a place they shot the president because there's Indians on there. Maybe he was an Indian.
There. Yeah.
Did Kennedy have an arrow in his head?
Was
what are we talking about?
In a teepee? Jesus
Is that
Christ.
possible? Oh, man. Tex Schramm, president of general manager of the Cowboys, recalled that Niland came up as a great football player at first. Yeah. He said, I thought he had a very brilliant future in front of him as an offensive lineman. I always had the impression that he was a man that was going to make a place in our community. On the team, because he ate everything, and he had a thick no neck. He had a non-existent neck. So the teammates called him Gorgo, the frog that ate the world.
Because he looked like a frog.
He looked like a frog, and he kept eating everything. They're making fun of him.
They're calling him a fat fuck.
Oh, man. In his book, The Crunch, teammate Pat Toomey recalled how Niland got his other nickname, Johnny One Shot, after Coach Tom Landry berated him for taking only one shot at his opponents.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
Johnny One Shot.
He pushes him, falls down, and screams, look out!
Yeah, that's it. By 1971, things were looking good. He was named All-Pro, blah, blah, blah. He and his wife, Naomi Irie, moved into a brick home on 1.5 acres along Bachman Creek in September. Schramm moved in across the creek. Gil Brandt, the team's director of player personnel, moved in next door, and Landry bought a home a few blocks away.
Oh.
Even those neighbors were unprepared for what Niland called his religious experience on a warm September night 2 years later. He made what became a legendary run through the North Dallas neighborhood, stopping to bang on the door of a rabbi's home while mumbling incoherently and being barefoot, by the way. It took 5 policemen, 2 security guards, and a trip to the psychiatric ward of Parkland Memorial Hospital to calm him down. Wow.
That's drugs, right?
That's drugs and booze and whatever else. In the end, he said he'd been reborn and found God. After that, he was like, born again. It's all good. His teammates weren't impressed. Toomey wrote that Niland's sudden shift in lifestyle had made him something of an enigma within the club. Like, they know you're full of shit. They know you, these guys. What are you talking about? After the so-called religious experience, Toomey wrote the only difference was that Niland no longer needed the nasal spray he'd been hooked on for 8 years. Wonder what that was. Well, once or twice a month, Jimmy.
But nasal spray is actually very addictive.
It is.
Like Afrin and shit like that. But if you put Coke in it, it's way more addictive.
But Hollywood Henderson knew to do, and he's his teammate. Do you think that
he knows what it is? Yeah.
He knows what's going on here. Because I think Henderson said he learned that shit from a teammate.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So this is a Cowboys lore. This is what you do.
It's just part of the culture for sure.
It's how you win the division every year, apparently.
Yeah.
He said, Niland said, I don't think I was well liked by my teammates. I was always interested in other things rather than playing football. I was very good at promoting myself. None of my teammates really knew me. Outside of the football field, I didn't hang out with the guys. So he was traded to the Eagles, and he said, I gave my body to the football field. He said he broke his nose 6 times, underwent surgery 4 times, twice for knee problems. He said, after 12 years, I couldn't do it anymore. He said he returned to Dallas in 1977 to take over Hotel Hosts, a company he helped found 2 years earlier. The following June, he reincorporated it as Video Information Network, Inc., with himself as president and treasurer. He went into business full-time producing documentary shows for the fashion industry and commercials. But on New Year's Day 1980 is when his wife left him. They talk about 1982. He's got civil suits. 2 companies filed separate suits claiming he did not fulfill his promise to secure exclusive use of the NFL logo for beer can holders and had not returned the $5,000 advance they paid him.
Nice.
They paid him to get the logo on their shit, and he didn't do it.
Kept the money.
Wow. They said that people kept suing him in a 6-week period in March. He's arrested all those times in March and April. Jesus Christ. Niland contends that the district attorney's office offered to dismiss the drug charges if he helped to get evidence on 5 Dallas players who are under investigation for alleged cocaine activities. He refused to help. That's probably true. In the early 80s, the federal government was going insane trying to bust athletes for doing drugs. It was a huge, the whole Pittsburgh thing, that's what sparked it.
Yeah.
We did the episode on the Pittsburgh thing. That's what sparked it. And for the next few years, that's all they gave a shit about. There was huge investigations. This was the time that like Vita Blue and Willie Mays Aikens and all those guys got in trouble. How is it you've come to arrive here? He says, though, no. He said the real reason they busted me is because they were trying to indict the Cowboys. What they were trying to do was get me to snitch because they were hungry to get a cowboy. In July 1983, they found him guilty of stealing a necklace from Cherie Reeves and sentenced him to 30 days in prison. 2 months later, he pleaded guilty to the cocaine charges. It's a lot. They talked about him losing his company. They said another rocky relationship with Marilyn Merriman resulted in assault charges. Jesus, he is a fucking mess. May 1st, after 15 days in jail, he was taken before Scales for a hearing in which he thanked the judge for placing him in jail and letting him get a 3-dimensional view of the criminal justice system. Scales agreed to put him in the county work release program, which allowed him to leave confinement to work during the day and return at night. So he is in some shit. So he said that if he gets penalized for all this shit, because he could basically, if he gets convicted for the latest DWI, he could have his probation permanently revoked, and he could be assessed the maximum penalty for cocaine possession, which would be 20 years to 40 years. He said that even though he said that would be a harsh penalty, and even though he's losing faith in the system, he believes somehow he will be spared by an acquittal. He said, I can rebound. I rebound well off of all of this. Okay. Then there's a Newsday article on July 7th, 1985, A Cowboy's Hard Ride. And it's kind of a fluff piece.
Really?
Yeah, it's a bit of a fluff piece. He says that he talks about all sorts of shit. He says, and until the 2 busts for cocaine, the 2 DWIs, an assault case, a bankruptcy, the loss of his business, the fight for his home, and the collapse of his marriage, John Niland had been on top for a very long time. They say, just the other day I made a sale, Niland said. You know why the guy bought from me? Because I'm John Niland, formerly of the Dallas Cowboys. That's what people remember. So, yeah.
When they go, John?
That's what I'm wondering. I guess when he was selling something, Coke. I don't know what he's talking about here. He said, my biggest problem is I believe people. You tell me something, I believe it. Maybe I want to believe you. So I'm a victim of circumstances, some of which, are my own making. Sometimes my generosity gets me in trouble. I'm just too nice.
I just give it all away.
I'm just too giving. Sometimes my stubbornness does. So they say Niland is still... he said he still looks pretty young and all that kind of shit. Yeah. But he spent, they're talking about him spending weeks in jail. He said, I don't want people to think I'm an alcoholic. I hate liquor, really. I just drink it all the time and then drive.
Yeah.
So I'm careful now. I don't drink at all because I don't want people seeing me having a drink and thinking the wrong thing. And, they said when they talked to him, he ordered a tumbler of club soda and a slice of lime.
Oh.
He's for a newspaper article.
Yeah.
He said, I'm doing good. I'm comfortable. I'm not flashy. I don't need to be. I drive a used car. I wear blue jeans. I'm wearing a coat that's over 5 years old. The only thing I have of value is my Super Bowl ring.
Uh-oh.
That's all I got. Let's wonder how long that's going to last.
Yeah.
He goes on to talk about his childhood and all that kind of thing and his mom and all that kind of shit. They said his natural father was dead. That's why his mom gave him up. He called her Aunt Charlotte, by the way.
Yeesh.
His ex-wife said, I think he knew even before then, meaning before he found out he was adopted. This is Irie Van Cleve. He just put two and two together. He looks just like her. They have the same bone structure. She has a Portuguese background. His father was of German descent. That's where he gets his size and those blue eyes. But the whole thing had a tremendous effect on him. When he was told he wanted to see his real mother, and whenever they were together, he always had questions. He wanted to know who, what, when, where, why. So, yeah, they talk about his past. By the way, the girlfriend that he initially married there, he said, we eloped 6 months later at 4 a.m. She said John was very impulsive. Jesus, I guess
4 a.m.?
4 a.m.? Where do you even get married besides Vegas at 4 a.m.?
I didn't know you could do that.
Man, she said she moved out for a while after the 72 playoffs, and that was after. Then there was the spiritual experience and all of that kind of shit. They said he wasn't getting attention that he once did, and he liked attention and all that kind of shit. They said in the locker room he could be aloof and hard to know, but if you turn the spotlight on him, then he was good. His ex-wife said, like, he loves children. I remember all the times he'd come out of the locker room and be totally dehydrated and look like a mess, but there'd be a dozen kids out there waiting for his autograph. Sad little guys. John would sign everyone. Little wretches. Sad little urchins.
Sick little mongrels. Don't touch them. They carry disease.
Look at them. John would sign everyone. I can't have children, and I just kind of wanted to adopt, but I always felt like he didn't want to because of what happened to him. To this day, she says, I think he's wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So they said a lot of finance problems and all that. Yeah. They said she goes on to, or he said, when my wife and I split up, it was the first time in my life I had failed at anything. I was guilty and I was guilt-ridden. In a way, I was relieved because of the problems we'd had, but in another way, I was hoping we'd still get back with each other. When she filed for divorce, it was devastating. Now, his first arrest for coke there. He said he gave $100 to a date who purchased drugs from a girlfriend in the ladies' room of a restaurant.
What?
He said, literally, we did it. We went back to my house and we did it. I did dope like people did it. Look, it's around, you know. I had some in my suit pocket and I forgot it was there.
Yeah.
He said the next day he got into an argument with an old girlfriend who he says owed him money. He lost his temper, shattered the window of her car, and was arrested for the misdemeanor theft. Police found the cocaine where he'd left it in his suit pocket. He said a month later he was pulled over by police and they found coke in the car. He claims he was set up by police and drug enforcement agencies because he wouldn't cooperate in an investigation from the last coke bust. He said he almost lost his home when he said there was a con scheme and he had to file bankruptcy. So he said he got conned. It wasn't his own thing.
Oh.
He said also he tries to explain away the abuse claim against that Merriman lady. He said that he tried to throw her out of his house because she was living with him when they got into an argument in the driveway. He says she began banging on his car with the heels of her shoes, then took a piece of wood out of the back seat and whacked the antenna and broke it, and then hit him. He said, I don't hit women, but you start beating on my car and you hit me in the crotch with a piece of wood, and I'll take it out of your hand forcibly if I have to. Damn right. Okay. So that was his arrest. There was a fucking 2x4 involved, for Christ's sake. Jesus fucking Christ. He said jail was miserable. I was in a row with 8 or 9 other guys in a small room, all sleeping next to each other. There was nothing to do. Thank God we had a TV, and I did a lot of thinking. I don't ever want to go back. It served its purpose. It certainly got my attention. Jesus Christ. Okay. So, yeah, they go on for that. He says, one guy, a former teammate, says, in some ways he was a loner. I don't recall him ever going out to drink a beer with the boys. I don't ever recall him drinking beer.
Oh.
Well, he was drinking something. So, yeah, another guy from his high school days says he doesn't believe Niland ever drank in high school. He says he knows he didn't smoke, and he surely didn't put on any airs. He said even when the college recruiters came, Niland would insist they not call at his coach's home, but at his own house there. He said, so call me. Okay. The most money he ever made with the Cowboys was $125,000 a year.
That's terrible. Even in the 60s, that's not great because
that was like the mid-70s.
That's not going to stretch.
No. An Arrow vice president of a place he worked. He's going to sell industrial detergent now. That's his plan. So one of the guys that hired him said, quote, he's good. He's good now, essentially.
He's selling soap to Cintas.
Yeah. And, well, most people who buy industrial soap aren't used to talking to an NFL player for it.
No.
So, he'll sell a good amount of soap. This guy said he's good. He's a very likable guy. I call him Mr. Magic because he has a magic personality.
Mm-hmm.
He's a super great guy, an excellent worker. I can't say enough good about him. His ex-wife said that he was a good husband, a good provider, and there's no hard feelings. She said he's got his bad traits, but who doesn't?
Yeah.
She also believes that he's calmed down some. Maybe he's ready to settle down, marry again, maybe even have some kids. She said that people would like to know the real John Niland, the guy who is kind and compassionate, who cares about people. She says the positive effect of all of this is that he finally realizes he needs to make some changes. If he could just slow down a little, he'd be all right. Yeah. So he says he's going to slow down. Mm-hmm. He's going to slow down.
Man in the mirror? That's nice.
He said, look, the way I look at it, I've been very fortunate. Look, the first 39 years of my life were great. Okay.
Great?
They were great. So May 14th, 1986, there's an article here where they're talking about Gil Brandt, I think, talks about this. While I had Brandt on the line, this is the reporter talking about it. While I had Brandt on the line, I asked him about John Niland, the obvious former player here. I certainly asked the right man, as Brandt said he lived right next door to Niland. He said, however, he doesn't know where or if Niland is working. He said John owns a beautiful home on a very desirable 2-acre lot that backs up to a creek. I understand he's turned down an offer of $575,000 for the house and lot.
Wow.
So I guess he got to keep his house. September 19th, 1987, he's indicted for fraud.
Uh-oh.
3 counts of lying on loan applications to a federally insured savings institution. Same fucking charges as before. Unbelievable, man. He is charged with submitting false information to the Continental Savings Association of Bel Air in the Houston area.
I don't understand why people do that. Why would you want more money out of something when it's not worth that? Like, if you lose that and you can't pay for what you've financed or taken the loan out on, that you lose everything. This is the craziest.
I don't understand the whole thing other than the fact that
they betting hard on whatever they're investing in is going to win so hard that they're going to pay all this off.
They're just trying to get cash.
Just gambling.
This is the only way they could do it.
Yeah.
But he's been busted for this before, which is really fucking annoying of him to do again. He pleaded not guilty on these federal charges in U.S. District Court. Yeah, you're not allowed to do that. And I don't understand. People don't understand the fact that they don't understand the fact that paperwork never goes away.
Right.
If they find some 10 years later, they can just look back through the paperwork and go, yeah, you're busted. It's not like, if you get away clean, you're away. You always have a trail that never goes away. It's the dumbest fucking thing in the world to do. So December 4th, 1987, he is found guilty of 2 counts of making false statements to a savings and loan organization.
Okay.
That is not great here. Sentencing is set for January. He was found guilty of giving false information while applying for a $300,000 loan. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ. This is the whole condominium house thing. He claimed he lived in a condominium and used another house as a rental property when he actually lived in the house.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Here we go. January 15th, 1988. He is in prison or in court for sentencing. He is sentenced to, you, sir, may fuck off, 2 years in federal prison.
Mm-hmm.
That's something. 3 years probation and ordered to pay $386,000 in cash or the title of his house to a businessman named Darwin Deason of Dallas.
Okay.
Wow. He had offered his $450,000 house as collateral. Okay. So he is in deep shit. So now he's in jail.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks because he's not in jail for didn't do anything hurtful to anybody as far as
it's financial crimes.
To a bank,
it's stupid.
It's financial shit. I mean, you kind of feel sorry for anybody who didn't like hurt anybody who's in prison. You're like, well, you didn't fucking act. No one's like, their life isn't ruined. That guy's fine.
Sure.
It's just you're so greedy and dumb that you ended up in prison on it. You're so dumb you almost feel bad for him. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But not nearly as bad as you feel for John Niland, vice president of Woodbury Supply Company, Inc. in Woodbury, Connecticut.
Really?
Here we go. Oh, yeah, you got him. We got John Niland, deputy chief OEM coordinator at City of Hackensack Fire Department.
Oh.
In Paramus, New Jersey. So around New Jersey.
OEM what? Okay.
Some shit. He runs the fire department in Jersey there, somewhere, Hackensack, New Jersey. And finally, John Niland, sales and marketing team leadership in Princeton, New Jersey.
Oh.
So a bunch of Northeast guys with this John Niland thing.
Well, he's from Boston, isn't he?
Yeah. And finally, also, John Niland, founder of the Self-Worth Academy.
What is that?
I don't know, he's some old man with a picture with a microphone in his hand here.
Nice.
Said it grew out of his own struggles and the subsequent discovery that I was not alone.
All right.
And what? Who cares or knows?
Who gives a shit?
John serves 11 months in federal prison out of the 2-year sentence. So he serves his 11 months.
Yeah.
Almost half. After his release, he's wanted to put that life behind him and focus on his Christian faith.
Get it back together.
I'm tired of lying to those people. I'm going to lie to different people now.
Yeah.
I'm going to pretend other shit's real in a different way now. He worked as vice president of sales for the Arrow Magnolia Chemical Company. That's the industrial detergent.
Yeah.
And he later worked for a concrete company. Not glamorous, but they pay the bills.
Yeah.
In 1989, he was named to the Iowa all-time football team.
Great.
Not bad. There's an article about him in 1990, Boom to Bust, Niland a victim of Dallas's mystique.
And
really?
His own mistakes.
He's a victim of his own fucking ego and his own hubris, I think, is what it is. They said he walked away from a federal prison camp after 11 months. He said, I feel fortunate. The Lord was looking out after me. I wasn't looking out for me. He's made me a much better person for it. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ. He's going on talking about that. He said, Roger Staubach said, you have to know how to balance your life. He said, I love my wife. There were temptations out there, but it's important to have perspective on your life. It was a priority for me to be with my family. I sure don't criticize other people. Fine. So he said, you need talent to win. Guys in the 80s seem to be more concerned with themselves than winning for the team. Maybe they forgot what got them there. So, yeah, he talked about John here and the Am I Adopted stuff. They always go back to that because it's a very interesting story. They also said he was involved with the land development deal and had all that shit. Niland said, I think it was the atmosphere, the aura of the times. Just makes you do coke and sign documents falsely putting what your
the aura.
assets are.
Yeah.
He said, if I was playing pro football today, I would have a pierced ear with a diamond in it. So he'd be more like that.
What is
that mean?
So
he'd be Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
No, he'd be flashy that way.
Right.
Back then he was that. His ex-wife said, I was just a blue jeans girl. Being a Dallas Cowboy wife was fun, and there was a lot of excitement and money and power around, but I loved John, and I wanted our life to work. I had simple desires. I mean, you did meet him after he was a member of the Cowboys, so it's not like you were like, we met in college, and it happened. Rayfield Wright, former All-Pro lineman, said a lot of time is taken away from the family in any sport. If you're injured, you stay after practice. It's part of the commitment to your job. What causes families to break up is a mystique to everyone. Not a mystery, a mystique.
It's a mystique to everyone.
I've never heard it put like that before, Rayfield. You've been hitting the head a couple times, huh, Rayfield?
Rayfield has led with his head.
Yeah, those head slaps they used to do back. I guess the offensive lineman would give you one back sometimes because he got a couple of them here. Man, he said professional football is not an easy sport to deal with. You have to deal with your family. You have to have a special understanding between you. He's divorced, by the way, the Rayfield Wright guy. Niland said, the only reason I got involved in drugs was that I ended up going up to Aspen, Colorado in 1972.
That's why?
Yes. Now, Aspen in 72 was a big-time drug place. Yeah. Go back and read Hunter Thompson shit. That's when he was running for sheriff and literally lost by like 12 votes as sheriff. Yeah. A guy who said, the only concession I will make is I won't take mescaline while I'm on duty. He said, I'll still smoke pot. I'll still do this. I won't take mescaline while on duty. That's it.
That's the one.
And they were like, and he almost won. So that tells you about Aspen at the time. He said, I went with a couple of my friends and met every drug the world had at the time in Aspen. I got introduced to cocaine. It was the drug of choice. It was like a status symbol. It didn't have a hold on me at that time. He said, I did get real interested in becoming a status person. The Cowboys were status, the whole image of being from Dallas with the winning attitude that we had. It was the Dallas mystique. There you go. He used it right. Now, his ex-wife said, I adored John so much. I was madly in love with him. There were tremendous advantages and disadvantages to being married to a professional athlete, being married to a Dallas Cowboy and living in Dallas, Texas, where the ratio of women to men was like 4-1. Why were there so many women there? Why were there so many? What the hell's going on?
Trying to get a cowboy, James.
All trying to be cheerleaders? Well, they were like movie stars, and the girls were enamored with that, and there were a lot of infidelity, but that was my main devastation with John. But not to dwell on that, John had tremendous attributes. He was a generous person, would stand up there for hours signing autographs, blah, 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 blah. John says, I never did any drugs in high school or college. The minute I stepped into the pros, I looked around and saw everyone around me was doing them. Amphetamines were the big thing. I used to hand those out. The trainer would give those to people. And painkillers, too. After the 68 season, we read in our playbooks that the doctor does not prescribe, nor does he accept or suggest any type of drug. We got a kick out of it because now all of a sudden there was a change of heart. Players could get it themselves. It was no big deal. Mm-hmm. If the guy across from me was foaming at the mouth, literally, and going to come across and try to kick my butt, I wanted to have psychologically and physically every advantage I had to stay up with this guy. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
The preparation of a game requires such a mental state of mind to go out there and start pounding on each other's body 50, 60, 70 times a game. It takes a bit of a stressful attitude on the mind. And he said also about amphetamines, he said, I do think it gives you a sense of courage. Yeah, look at the Nazis. That's why they gave Prevatin to other people for that. A sense of courage to go out and beat up on somebody. As focused as Niland was there, they talk about him, all this shit. They said that they talk about the where he found his spiritual reawakening or whatever it was there. So they said that was kind of a bad thing for him. Anyway, he goes on to talk about how his shit has affected him. He said it was due to stress with my girlfriend, the whole environment induced by chemicals, going through my divorce. My mother had just passed away. The banks wouldn't lend me money until my divorce was settled. And he said, drugs, I know I did them in 83, 84, 85. I did it to kill emotional pain. I guess he kept his house.
Really?
Through all this somehow. I don't know how, but either way. He said when he got busted for the loan thing, I couldn't believe it. This was the first time I'd been to court on a major offense. I didn't even read what I signed. I was popularized by the incidents that happened to me. If I hadn't been a Dallas Cowboy, I probably wouldn't have had any problem. You probably also wouldn't have been able to get that guy to give you money if you greased him and all that. That's why he was trying to be friends with you here. He says that he attends all the Cowboys reunions and stays in touch with some teammates. He said, we were all doing things we shouldn't have been doing. We were all guilty. We paid the price for it. The era we came up through, the free wild sex, the groupies, we had a good time. I guess so. He said, I cried when I saw North Dallas 40. It was so real. I've heard some of the stories of my teammates and the tough times they are having. Fortunately, I have a good job. I have my health. Now, I think the Toomey guy, I think he was involved in, I think he wrote or helped write the North Dallas 40 book, which became the movie, which is a basically names changed expose on the Cowboys.
Version. Yeah, wow.
It's a fictional story, but it's all real events based on and shit like that. He said, the Lord has allowed me to go through these things in my life. He has done it for my own good. Yeah. I'm totally at peace with what I've done. Okay. He also says that I guess his ex-wife traveled with Marianne Staubach to 2 reunions for Cowboy Wives. She said, our get-togethers are so significant. You have to remember the old days were wild and crazy. Almost all of us are believers in Jesus Christ now, so the Lord has maintained our relationships. We're like sisters. It's only now that I realize some of the privileges and opportunities I had as a cowboy wife. Okay. 1992, he marries a woman named Shawn. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you a guess on how you spell Shawn.
Is it A-W-N?
No.
No, A-U? Is it two N's and one O?
It is not. And there is an A-U in it, but you wouldn't guess what comes after that.
Oh, P-H?
Close. S-C-A-U-G-H-N. Shawn.
S-C-H?
I'm sorry, S-H. S-H-A-U-G-N.
That is not Shawn. That's
it's
no
Vaughn.
Good. Yeah.
It's like Ricky Vaughn from Major League, but or Greg Vaughn. Wow. July 31st, 1994. Does football feed a need for violence off the field? Fort Worth Star-Telegram.
Does it?
Yeah. His wife says that she believes his problems might have been manageable if not for the drugs. She said that he took amphetamines, making him more aggressive. So that's where that comes from. Yeah. August 4th, 1994, ex-Cowboys player takes a leap of faith from roller coaster of violence and drugs.
Here we go.
He said the sex and the running around wasn't something I invented. It was already going on when I came to the Cowboys. I just watched and learned from the all-pros that were already here. Mm-hmm. He blames everybody but himself.
Yep.
He said, to some of my teammates, there was one game Sunday and another one the rest of the week. The game on Sunday was football. The other one was let's go back to the hotel and find some groupies, or let's see what groupie we can line up in Pittsburgh. Her name was Pittsburgh Mickey, by the way.
Pittsburgh
Mickey? Said,
Mickey.
We all did it. Well, not all, but I don't want to get into names. I felt a kinship to that relationship. I wanted to be part of the team. I wanted, for the first time in my life, to feel part of. I wanted to feel like I belonged. So I had to gangbang Pittsburgh Mickey. Yeah. It's so all of the teams, by the way, all had these women with the name of a city in their name that were like known team pass-arounds.
Yeah,
there's like
whatever,
Cincinnati. Somebody was a baseball one. What the hell is her name? Cincinnati. So there's a whole bunch of them. He said drugs too were there. He said when I watched those guys do amphetamines, what were these? He said I was told they make you play better, and after I used them, I truly believe they made me play better. He said I don't think that they saw it as a problem back in the '60s, but after a couple years, they stopped doing that. So the next year in our playbook, that's the doctor's thing there. He says the combination of drugs and the sport and the roller coaster of getting high and coming down fucked them all up. He said, when you inject all these products, the drugs, the alcohol, the adrenaline drug of sport, if you will, I was a basket case. I would play damn well on the field, but also came home to a normal environment, and I was an abnormal person. If we'd won, which we usually did, I'd be coming down from the experience of the game and the drugs, and I'd be getting ready for the next week's game. So if my wife said anything to me to make me angry, I'd just pick up the stereo and throw it through the plate glass window. Oh, that's normal.
It's a responsible way to act.
Seems reasonable there.
Yeah.
If she made me angry in a persistent way, it was like another game. Here we were at home playing a game, and damn it, I was going to win. From the stereo, it escalated to the dishes. Now, I think the dishes would come first because the stereo is way more expensive.
Dishes?
Yeah. One time I broke every dish in the cabinet.
God.
So it was crazy.
Why?
It's insane. He says sometimes a win brought a different reaction. He said, so here I am playing a game, and since we're winning on Sunday, on Monday I'd make some excuse to go to a banquet. But if I was at a banquet, I'd be picking up on some girl at a banquet or going to the bar afterwards and then doing my manly thing. Ew. I'd run around on my wife, and it was almost a challenge. How many women can you get this week? If I could sneak around, and even if she caught me, I thought I could get away with it. Wow. And she said, I don't know that John, this is his current wife, said, I don't know that John Niland. This is Shawn Niland. Yeah. She met him when she was his hairdresser in 1986, and they got married 2 years ago. Man, she's a lot younger. They say just a toddler when he broke in with the Cowboys in '66.
Yikes.
Yeah, Shawn grins at the faded photographs. Elvis, she says, looking at his sideburns. Yeah. My God. She said that she and John have really have worked at right thinking. And she said somewhere between 86 and 92, John started acting his way into right thinking. She said he stopped talking about change and started implementing it. They have not used drugs or alcohol since they were married. Okay. And, they said these days, he said he goes to a Christian men's group that meets on Saturday mornings. He said, we just get together and work on things like marriage and our relationships with our wives. That sounds
what a
so
great
fun.
Saturday.
Hey, Bob, your wife? Tell me more about your relationship with your wife. This is the last thing you want to hear.
Online again, Bob? God damn it.
Jesus Christ, Bob. Fuck.
We talked about this last week.
Man. She says, this is his wife, Sean, I know what triggers a man like John, and if somebody's got to back down, I'm going to be the one to back down. I'm not going to push him to a point. Ultimately, John is the leader of this household. He found himself a punching bag who's just willing to do whatever he wants.
A codependent woman that allows anything.
Yeah. And that's a lot of that Christian shit, too, is, he's the leader. John elaborated, I just think my wife loves the Lord enough to be submissive, to say, Lord, if he's making a mistake, you deal with him.
Oh, my word.
Maybe we should be Christians, Jimmie, because it seems like you get to have no responsibility, act however you want, and then either, and then afterwards you can just go.
Yeah.
You can just go, well, God's okay with it, and then everybody's fine at that point.
Why don't you guys just adapt to my shit?
Treat your wife like shit. Yeah, it's fine.
God made this. That's why.
Yeah. That's it. I'll just say I'm a Christian now and then tell Sarah, no, you're wrong because of Jesus. That's why. Right. Jesus said I'm right. Why can't you just be submissive? Can you imagine telling a woman that?
Just do it.
Jesus. Imagine telling a woman with half a fucking brain in her head that. Like, think about that. Like, that would be crazy.
Yeah, and then you're gonna put your face back together.
I was going to say, she's going to throw the stereo through a plate glass fucking window if you do that. That's insane. She said, I'm not a doormat by any means, but there's got to be a leader, and John is the leader of this household, and I accept that.
Why does there have to be a leader?
It doesn't. You can fucking, wow.
You can be on the same team, you guys.
You really
Jesus
can.
Christ.
It works great.
Yeah.
That's insane. So he says now he has 2 hounds, Roscoe and Rocky.
Nice.
That's what he's got.
And that's all he's got.
It's his house. Inside, Rosa, the babysitter, helps dress Jordan Jesse Niland, the 1-year-old, in a play suit as Haven Sierra Niland, 1-month-old, sleeps. He had 2 kids in a year.
How old is he now?
In his, what is he, 44? This is 90, so he's in his 50.
Jeez.
Starts spitting kids out. He said, even now, some of the demons, restlessness, and patience return at times. He said, you put a rat in a maze with a piece of cheese on the other side, and it'll take him a while to find it his first time. He said the second time he'll do it a little faster, third time a little faster, until he'll just go right for the cheese. But take the cheese out, and the rat will go right to where it was the first time. After about 3 times not finding the cheese, the rat will look elsewhere, and he'll finally lose interest. You take the cheese out of the maze, and the rat knows when to stop. Men who get into bad habits are not like rats, though. Men don't know when to stop. Without Jesus Christ, I couldn't have changed.
Oh, boy.
Guess what? I know when to stop.
Yeah,
I never beat anybody or did coke or, say I couldn't stop, not people. Do I still get mad?
I don't need a rat to as a comparison of what I do.
I'll figure it out. Do I still get mad? Sure. Do I still raise my voice? Sure. I still get angry, but I've never but I've never physically hurt Sean in any way. I don't have it in me today, thanks to God. He said, I've never physically hurt her, thanks to God.
Yeah.
He admits to being grumpy, especially when it's 1 a.m. and the baby's wailing and it's his turn to get up, but he does it, though he's...
Good guy. What a fella.
I mean, he kind of has to, I guess. Well, not really. He could just tell his wife to do it and then say, Jesus told me you were the one who needed to change a diaper
It's your
tonight.
job. Yeah. Get up.
She said, he does change diapers. He is the father of the 90s. He said, when I was with the Cowboys, all we wanted to do was win, go to the Super Bowl, make money, have fun, all of the things that are important. But that really isn't what life's about. Life is really about changing diapers, helping a little old lady across the street, a humbling experience, and having all the resources to do that is nice too. But life is also a roller coaster ride, and I'm holding on with both hands, white-knuckling it. It's a hell of a ride. Some days are bad, some days are good. At one time, if I didn't like the lows on this roller coaster ride, I'd pop something in my mouth to take me higher. And if I get too high, I'd drink something to bring me a little lower. I've been mean to people, and now I'm mad, at least trying to fix up the damage. And the funny thing is, I've never had a fight in my life, a real fight where I had to defend myself. I just beat up a woman one time, so that wasn't really a fight. It was abuse.
What are you talking about?
Oh, my God. And then he also said, off-the-field violence has been in the closet for a very long time. Any athlete who thinks he can be as violent as you can be playing football and leave it all on the field is kidding himself. There's tons of guys that do that, by the way.
Yeah.
It's hard, and I don't know how they expect it, but still. 1995, he talks about that again. He said, it would take me 2 days to come down after a game. Emotions are high, and if you got beat up on the football field, somebody kicked your butt, you went home to your family. How normal do you think I was? I think it's been happening all along, but the O.J. Simpson case brought it all to light. This is 95.
That's the one that did it?
Oh, yeah. He's 51 at this point, and he spoke at Reentry Ministries' annual fundraising banquet. Oh, boy. He said, I think my dad took some resentment to me being part of the family. Okay. My dad didn't want me.
Right.
Then he said, I never grew up. I never had to grow up. Coaches always coddled me. Yeah, that's because they check your bed. That's why I said it's bad if they check your bed. Yeah. The best part would be, hey, be in by 2. Yeah. We're not checking, but if I see it coming in at 2:15, you're fucking cut. That would be I'm not going to check on you, but if you're not in there, you're cut, period.
But if I see you out of your fucking room, then I know you're not in bed.
No, but that leads, that whole, I'm going to check your bed and make sure you're there. And one guy will say you're in the bathroom when you're really out with a chick and all this shit. That just leads to more immaturity and you're a forever youth bullshit thing. It's not good. He said, people cared about me because I was a good football player. Most athletes don't ever have to grow up unless they've had a good upbringing in their family. Chances are they're going to repeat what they inherited from their own family, which is true.
It's called cyclical.
Yeah, it happens all the time. He said, I got married to a wonderful woman, Irie. She was a gorgeous woman, but to me, she was just another trophy. And that's how I used her. You sit here up on the shelf, and when I need you, I'll pay attention to you. Yeah. He also said he threw a stereo through a plate glass window into the pool. That makes it
into the
funnier.
Pool. Nice.
Into the pool. That's nice.
So if it's not broken, it's definitely broken now.
Oh, man. And then he said also the information on the bank loan. He said, I admitted I did it. I didn't know it was illegal at the time, but I still did it.
Well, I didn't know it was
Jesus
illegal.
Christ.
I knew there was a rule, not a law.
I knew it was a rule. I know it was a law. The first 6 months to a year getting out of jail, he said, I didn't get the 12-step program. I didn't think I needed it, but I was right where the Lord wanted me.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1997, he was inducted into the Suffolk Sports Hall of Fame on Long Island. That's Suffolk County, by the way, with the class of 1997. July 7th, 2002, he's serving as vice president still of the Arrow Magnolia, a publicly traded industrial strength chemical manufacturer. Here, they said, Niland said, most of our production is with maintenance thoughts in mind. We do some business with people in Iowa. I know we've worked with Iowa Ready Mix. Oh, boy.
Yeah, Big J.
2006, inducted into the University of Iowa Athletics Hall of Fame.
Nice.
Not bad. 2013, December 13th, or 2018, December 13th, a talk with John here. It is called John Niland, the Concrete Cowboy. Concrete Cowboy. So he said, fortunately, I had a lot of opportunities to go to a lot of different schools. He said he was recruited by 40 schools.
Really?
Wow. He said he couldn't decide. He said, the Iowa people, they got my dad a job. That's why he went there.
That's how he got a job. Yep.
That's what they used to do back then. My dad was having trouble getting a job, and the alumni somehow arranged for him to be hired. He worked as a policeman for Pinkerton for 4 years.
He did that drunk guy?
Pardon? The drunk. Wow. For that reason, I chose to go to Iowa out of respect for what they did. No, it was quid pro quo.
Favor. Yeah,
that's what we're doing. Yeah, you have to now. Wow. He talks a little bit about Iowa and all that kind of thing. He said that also when he came into the NFL, he said that the businessmen would basically take you around and show you a good time. He said, they took me back home to New York to visit my father and mother who had adopted and raised me. They took me to Las Vegas and San Francisco. When I returned to the Iowa Eagles, to Iowa, the Eagles called me, John, we're going to grab you. And I responded, oh, okay. Oh, really? Okay. We talked money, but then the Cowboys called me and said they were going to grab me first before Philly. The Cowboys said, they're not going to get you. We are. I said, okay, now what do I do? They said, we'd like to fly you over to Dallas to meet the coach. And he ended up going and meeting the coach. So, yeah, he talks a little bit about that. And, this fucking guy is just all pretty much Jesus besides football stuff from the 70s he's talking about here. He talks about, does he have physical ailments now? And he said would he do it all over again? And he said, I would, but I would make some changes. When you're young, you think you're indestructible and nobody can hurt you. I think about all the times I got hurt during practices. I remember one guy who played with the Eagles, and he was crazy. He was all over the line, and he rolled up into my leg and tore my cartilage up.
That's what happened.
That's what happened. And he said, both your legs are really at the mercy of freak accidents. And it's true with the offensive line. You're not seeing a lot. Guys are behind you doing shit next to you that you get rolled over on. You're just fucked. He said, I call myself the concrete cowboy because I sell concrete and I played with the Cowboys. Yeah, that's, clever. By the way, going to be the name of this episode.
Concrete cowboy.
The concrete cocaine cowboy is what he's going to be here in this episode. But he said that that's a joke, of course, but for myself, I'm grateful for the gentleman who owns the company, Randy Owens. I had called Randy for another business I was in at the time, and we became friends. Right. One day, I was saddened to hear that I was going to be let go by the company I'd been with for 30 years. No pension, no nothing. Randy and I ran into each other at lunch the day after I was let go, and we just coincidentally started talking about the concrete business. Mm-hmm. And he said, well, you know me, John, you ought to come work for me. That's where he's been.
He worked for a company for 30 years and then got the concrete job?
But he was selling the concrete in the 80s. I don't know, because the articles about that were from the 80s. That's very, very fucking weird here. They said, if you could share anything with today's NFL players, what would it be? He said, I would tell players that the same thing I would tell my son. If you enjoy playing, great, do that. But if it becomes a chore and you really don't have the body or mentality to deal with the war, because it is a war, then stop immediately. You have to have a gladiator mentality every week. Okay. He said, just go out there every day and put your best effort in you can into your performance. And if the Lord wants you to be a success, God willing. At it, he will bless your efforts. Yeah, it's the Tim Robbins, Kevin Costner, Bull Durham conversation. Lord willing. I love that. Good Lord willing. We'll win it tomorrow. He said, I'd like to close with a story I think is funny. When I came to Dallas and started for the Cowboys, my parents had never seen me play in high school and college because of their work schedules. Your father was unemployed. What work schedule did he have? Just a drinking schedule.
Yeah.
Wow, but now the Cowboys were going to play the New York Giants in New York, so I got them tickets to the game. They're in front of the stadium, and a busload of us ball players were just pulling in. Mind you, my mother was 5'2", my father's 5'4". The bus stops, and at that time, the coaches got off first. The GM, Tex Schramm, gets off the bus first. All 5'2" of my mother runs up to Tex. You know Johnny Niland is my son. Is he on the bus with you? Tex says, I've got a bunch of ball players getting ready to get off this bus. Then Coach Landry steps off the bus. My mother says to him, I'm Johnny Nyland's mother. Coach Landry just looked back at her. You just didn't do that and get away with it, but she did. What, are you going to yell at an old lady who wants to see her son? Get out of here, cunt.
Yeah.
I mean, what fuck is... Yeah. What are they, crazy? These people are in their 70s at the time. What's Landry going to fucking... stiff armor, kick her in the twat and fucking watch her drop. So John is still alive at 81, which is not a lot of NFL players alive at 81.
Yeah,
he has
still doing it.
He has a Twitter account at John Niland DC. I don't know what that's about. It's
something concrete.
I don't know. He has 263 followers though. Or no, that's how much he's following. He has 113 followers, and he's never posted.
Does it say anything about the concrete company he works for? Is it Dallas Concrete?
Yeah, it's maybe. Yeah. It just says first-round draft pick Dallas Cowboys 66-74, Philadelphia Eagles 75-6, Dallas Cowboys. There you go. Yeah. 6-time Pro Bowl, 3-time All-Pro, IU Hall of Famer, professional dad.
Yeah.
They say he has an estimated net worth of between $1 and $5 million, but we know what that means. That means nothing. He says a pro doesn't point and cry. He gets paid. He shuts up. This is from an old thing. He says pain and injuries are in the contract. That's what he says about football. Can't get enough of John Niland? Well, you can buy his 1974 Topps football card autographed for only $14.99.
Wow.
We got to get that for the studio, I think, at least here.
$14 for
an autographed 1974 card. The
yeah.
card's not in the best shape, but it's fine for an autograph.
We'll take it, tattered and all.
Fuck yeah, I'll love it. 1975 John Niland Dallas Cowboys football card as well. $1. It's in good shape, too. And then also a John Niland signed autographed 8x10 Dallas Cowboys picture. It's a nice looking picture too. It's pretty cool. $65 for that, or best offer. So there you go, everybody. There's John Niland. A fucking wild story, man. That's some Cowboy shit, or Dallas Cowboys shit right there.
It's crazy that it even happened, because he shouldn't have. I mean, he's a big guy, but fuck, he shouldn't.
So
for all intents and purposes, his life was over before it started.
Yeah, Grace was at a year and a half.
It's crazy.
It's not good.
Yeah.
So if you like that story, make sure the world knows about it. Give 5 stars on whatever app you're listening on. Rate the show. It really, really helps out a lot. Also, tell your friends. Post on social media. Speaking of social media, follow us at Crime and Sports on social media. Then head over to shutupandgivememurder.com, where you can get all the merchandise associated with all the shows that we do here, Crime and Sports, Small Town Murder, and Your Stupid Opinions. Also get tickets for live shows for Small Town Murder. We have some tickets left for Seattle, D.C., and Philly, so you can check those out right now if you'd like to. Shutupandgivememurder.com. Certainly get yourself Patreon. My goodness.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/crimeinsports is where you get everything. You not only get all this shit and everything. You get bonus episodes is what you get here. Bonus episodes. You get tons of them immediately upon subscription. Anybody $5 a month or above, you're going to get hundreds of back episodes you've never heard before. Then you're going to get new ones every other week. One Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder, and you get them all. Get everything. This week for Crime and Sports, we're going to talk about what's happened in sports since gambling became legalized outside of Nevada, sports betting, because there have been so many scandals involving athletes since that time. It is wild. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get fucking bigger. So
yeah, worse, bigger, and more money.
So that's going to be real fucking interesting. Get into that. Check that out. And also, you get a shout out at the end of the show, which is coming up in a second. And what you also get is all 3 of our shows, like we mentioned before, all ad-free on Patreon as well. Yeah. Everything we could possibly give you for $5 a month. Honestly.
Kitchen sink at it. That's it.
Yeah. We could come over, throw your stereo through the plate glass window into your pool. That's about all we could do differently here. We can't do anything else. So definitely do that. And Jimmie, hit me with the names of the people who absolutely would never throw our stereos through our plate glass windows into our pool. Hit me with them right fucking now.
This week's executive producer, Gary Howard, Cody Leversey, and Linda Rinninger. Nice. Evidently, Linda's husband is a shit biscuit. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
But he's a good guy. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. He called himself a shit biscuit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
He said he was a shitty husband. No. He said he was a shitty husband. We're not sure about that, but he did do this for you.
I don't know what he did.
He did do that. And Cody, aren't they having a baby any minute now, the Cody?
I hope. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen the pictures.
His life is really unfolded for him right before our eyes.
Literally before our eyes. It all happened on our watch. It's the weirdest shit in the world. Thank you, everybody, by the way.
And we'll see you, Cody, in Grand Rapids here shortly.
For sure.
Other producers this week, Peyton Meadows, Lauren Thorpe, Janice Hill, Happy Hour checking in Malaga, New Mexico. I don't know. It's all garbage to me. Life with an Autistic Child on Instagram. Jolene with no last name. Courtney Stewart. Jeremy with no last name. Mike Fernandez. Bevy with no last name. Chris and M. Joe Whaley. David Stark. Jamie Rodriguez. Maisie Cooper. Peggy Smith. Cassie Davis. Kelsey Sherbert. Rob with no last name. Whitney Blankenship. Larry Wetshits. I bet it's not. Carolyn Blackus. Gary Rodriguez. Weston Anderson. Jeff Daniels. So probably not that guy either.
Oh, maybe it's Jeff Wetshits. We don't know.
Shits. Where did I go? Tara Lynn Fisher, Dale Gibbs, David with no last name, Isabella Soroya, Selena Sanchez, Aaron Bott, Ronnie Miller, Amanda Nugle, Kate Yaksh, Don Cox, Peg Finkel, and Einhorn, Bob Crowvault, Mercedes Lent, almost Lane, Amanda Corey, Dylan with no last name, John Stocks, Jackie Kelly, Danielle Kleist, Amber Solana, Sarah with no last name, Ryan Baker, Holly Ash, Ginger Bonham, Jessica Fletcher, Jay Sharp, Jade Schultz, Desiree Dahl, Jamie Knotts, JP, John DeLuna, Nick Marie, Nick maybe, Jolinda Walker, Nassan with no last name, Christy Myers, Lori Favada, John Elms, Lucas McKnight, Terry Graham, Melissa Caban, Jaleesa Jackson, Katie with a wow, C-A-D-I-E Christensen, Ryan Oakes, Emily with an N, Chevy with no last name. Perhaps it's Shelby and that's nope, that's Chevy. Tim Carpenter, I said that. No, I didn't. Danon Morset, Cheryl Gonsalves probably, and Celia, Fish Blood, Russell L, Nick with no last name, M and A, the letters M and A, Whitney Lee, Shelby, and Simon Johnson, Norsk Racer 98, Brett Blatnick, Brandy with no last name, Joe Gunderson, Hector Frere, Ajaka Jr., John Cloman, Morgan Luke, Max Antone, Olivia with no last name, Clayton Terry, NH Gin, perhaps it's New Hampshire Gin, I don't know, Scott Huff, Alexandra Martinez, Jackson Clayton, Illustrated Lefty, LC32, Rhonda Schuler, Emily Rakovich, Hales with no last name, Jamie Sullivan, Ashley Shambo, Zethmac 10, Jonathan, like a Jonathan, that's what that is. John-a-thon, that's a whole bunch of Johns. Stephen Arts.
26 miles of John.
24.6? What is it? 26.8? What is it?
It's just 26, isn't it?
Isn't it? No, I think it's
26.4 maybe.
Point something, yeah. Or 24.2.
26.2.
There it is.
Yeah,
I think
13 because you see 13.1 on people's.
There it is. That's right. Yeah.
That's what.
All right, Aileen Murphy, Mia Moffat, Carol Carlson, is Jimmie single? None of your goddamn business. Isaac Moya, Mishka Wolfie, Nathan Conklin, Paul Howard, Stephen Arts, I said that. Logan Seeger, I think I said that. Aaron McCoy, KT, the initials, Devin Childress, Jeremy Jensen, Dawn with no last name, Amanda Hall, Ebony Miles, Stone Tadlock, Maya with no last name, Kelly Sexton, Lisa Kabazi, Alice Parsons up, plural. Gary with no last name. Cat Dad Preacher, Cassie and Shauna, John Fredericks, Melissa Whetstone, Stacy Sims, Leslie Jacobs, Calvin Eberhardt, Connor with no last name. Thick Toothpick, Joni Freed, Lily Patton, Christina Garapai, Steph with no last name, Gary Massey, Steffi, nope, that's Katie, Sanford, Jax with no last name, Rubber Fetish Chem, what? Katie with no last name, June with no last name, Raquel Martin, Kakizu Wolf, Laura Akumanu, Tony Farnham, Quill River, Carrie McDade, Brianna Sharp, Brandon Thomas, Charlotte with no last name, Anthony Wally, Virginia Snyder, Savante with no last name, Tyler Speakman, Janice with no last name, Brandon Crumpton, Kelsey with no last name, Barbie Wachowski, Mitchell, Mitchell Halsey.
Perfect.
Darian Hardy, Tyler Roth, Lil Big Cups, LOL Big Cups. I don't know. Jamie with no last name, Jenny Scheib, like Earl's kid. BR. Carter.
$39.99, whole car.
$99. Yolkstetter. Carter Yolkstetter, Cody Fletcher, Ozco Tarsh, Francis with no last name, Heidi with no last name, Sissy Puss, I don't know, Melanie Harvey, Kristen Wells, The Rusty Tortoise, Mike Eccles, Ann Moyle, oh boy, Karen Wright, Tammy Sparks, Desmolins 25, Dean Burns, Megan Elwell, Pamela Nelson, Jacob Seibnaller. John with no last name. Stacy Wellman. Eric Castro. Matthew Fisher. Love P. Ashley McLean. Matt with no last name. Max Mostra. Eric Falk. Nick Denier. Morgan with no last name. Denier. Jared Craig. Melly Meza. Michelle DeLucio. Zach with no last name. True Crime Stoner Girl. She's in Phoenix, evidently. Jennifer Scott, JT Smith, Schmidt. That's Schmidt. Mary Muncher. Jesus Christ, Mary.
Okay.
Elizabeth Roman. That's Sco. Lever 73. Sarah Sherlin. Rick Triplett. Elise with no last name. James Hadfield. Michael. Michelle. Mitchell. Strage? I don't know. It's Michelle, possibly. Doug Harris, Job F, Nicole Booth, Nicole Hartley, CTB, Aaron with no last name, Tiffany Coburn, Christian Gallagher, Mullen Nardi, Ryan Nickel, Victoria Jelani, Mad Maz, Maz, Victoria, no, that's Vicky with no last name, Trisha M, Sarah with no last name, Amy Conway, Margot Jackson, Gibby the Mailman, Andrea Reeves, Tiffany Beeching, Dina Wilhelm, Christina Jules, Robert Goland III, Cam Barnett, Robert Burgess, Julia Booth, KVT Mitchum, Jordan with no last name, Katie with no last name, Rachel Peak, nope, that's Gretchen Peak, Cheesy Bloke, Chris DiMartino, Deepak with no last name, Luke Barker, Michael Mitchell, Stephanie Forks, Millette Michael, Christian Albrecht, Jacob Whitford, Jody McFarland, Jen Bartgis, Hit a Shoe, Height Shoe, Janda Roos, T-Loy Law, Brandon Conover, Jaron Becker, Chloe Money, Shenancy Moore. Wow. Ashley
Shenancy.
Wenzel, Shenancy, Kelly Schweeder, Alicia 1257, Carla Clark, Isabel Boyzavert, Jamie Kodrovich, Natasha J. Landon, Cornman, Austin Reed, Jen with no last name with a G, Jeremy Warren, Natalie Brocker, Shayla Bradford, Jake, your friendly neighborhood mail carrier, Katie Alexander, Curtis with no last name, the Carrie Speechler, Speechley, Robert Phillips, Euless White, Christina Frost.
I knew a kid named Euless in high school.
Did you? Euless.
Absolutely, yeah.
Wow. Becky Abel, that's a fascinating name. Not Becky, but Euless.
Yeah.
Vashti Brown, Cindy Ann Ward, Lori Cody, perhaps just Cote, Tim with no last name, Mickey Sampson, Diana with no last name, Christina Sandoval, Mendavilian, Cave Cam, Emily Whitcomb, what is this? Dasty. Okay. Tiffany Adams, Joshua with no last name, Nina May, Jordan with no last name, Brian Rowe, Katie Nuzahosen, Luis Castro, Megan Czak, Blind Hour Podcast, and Devin Johnson, along with all our patrons. You guys are the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. We cannot begin to express our appreciation that you have stuck with us, you keep hanging out with us, and you keep doing this. Thank you so much for doing that. You want to find either one of us, easy to do that. Shutupandgivememurder.com has drop-down menus. That shit'll take you anywhere you want to go. So do that. Keep coming back and seeing us over and over again and live from the Crime and Sports Studios. We will see you next week.
Bye.